first UIndy alum to produce this broadcast, so congratulations. Do us proud, brother. It is an absolute chamber of commerce evening on the south side of Indianapolis. We welcome you on ISC, the GLVC Sports Network, and statewide on Comcast 81 for GLVC football as the Quincy University Hawks make the trip east on I-74 to take on the Hounds of the University of Indianapolis. And as you can tell from both sight and sound, the Hounds have been released here at Key Stadium. My name is Greg Rakestraw, joined as always by former Greyhound quarterback and punter Dave Burton. Our pregame show presented by Indianapolis Credit Union. The storyline for UIndy is they have fallen from the ranks of the unbeaten. We were last here 3 weeks ago, suffered a tough loss against Saginaw Valley State, 38-14, but frankly a loss the week before. Connor Kenneth, their starting quarterback, is out for the season with a foot injury, and star running back Toriano Clinton will not play in tonight's game.
Yeah, I was walking in and up to the press box today. We encountered Toriano with a boot on his foot, ankle injury. Made a comment about he's got to get that healed up, and he said he's working every day. So you hope it's a short-term thing, but obviously tonight, facing a Quincy team that's coming off a 63-point effort, the Hounds are going to be looking for some offense. This
is a Quincy team that has not had much in the way of success against UIndy over the years. They are 1-9 since the two both became inaugural members of the GLVC football back in 2011, and that one win came back in 2016. But as you mentioned, Quincy won at McKendree for the first time last week, 63-62. They are 4-3. They look for their first winning record since 2014. For UIndy, it is senior backup, now starter Christian Conkling, that gets them out at quarterback. And this is a very deep wide receiver core. And Dave, I think you think they're going to be featured a little bit more without Clinton in tonight's game.
Well, the one thing Coach Keever said, briefly speaking with him before the game, obviously you've got backup running back Jaden Buchanan that's going to get some touches. Lenny Bennett's going to carry the ball, but he alluded to the fact that they're going to try and find ways to get number 5, Alonzo Derrick, more involved in the offense today. Derrick, along with a couple of the other receivers, Jeremiah Lee works out of the slot. Also, Kamal Ransom. Look to see those guys a little bit more involved, and probably some quick throws for Christian Conkling to get him in a rhythm, along with some play action, as well as they've run the ball with that big offensive line up in front, trying to make some things easy for Christian, especially early in the game.
UIndy has won the toss. They've elected to defer. Let's take a quick timeout. When we come back, opening kickoff from Key Stadium here on the south side of Indy. It is Quincy and the Hounds, and you'll have it next on the ISC Sports Network. University of Indianapolis Greyhound football on the ISC Sports Network is presented in part by Free Enterprise System, the official travel agency for Greyhound athletics. Free Enterprise System. Anything else is just a bus ride. By Prairie Farms, Indiana's Dairy. By IMCU. IMCU proudly supports UIndy athletics and offers a free UIndy debit card. Show your school spirit and get yours at imcu.com. By Gordon Flesh. Technology that works, people who perform. Please visit us at gflesh.com. By Aqua Systems. With a knowledgeable staff of water experts in multiple locations, Aqua Systems has been helping people improve their water since 1959 and proud to support the University of Indianapolis. And by the Ray Skillman Automotive Group. Go to rayskillman.com for your best deals. Once again, back at Key Stadium, Greg Rakestraw, Dave Burton with you. Let's get to our keys to the game. They're presented by the Free Enterprise System. Coach, what do you have for us?
Well, number one, protect the ball. Last week in the loss at Saginaw, there were 3 turnovers. So if you're playing a team that scored 63 points a week ago, possessions are key. Got to take care of the ball. Control the tempo. Again, knowing that they put up big points. They've got an offense with a 3-year starting quarterback, and according to Coach Keever's, 3 really good receivers. Control the tempo when you have the ball, and obviously defensively try to force them into passing downs. And when you force them into passing downs, get pressure on that third-year starter at the quarterback position.
That third-year starter is Deion Harris, again directed an offense that scored 63 points a week ago. Quincy at 1-1 in GLVC play. And a reminder, just 6 league games this year, only 7 teams competing in football, with the late departure of Lindenwood to the Ohio Valley Conference in the FCS ranks. So again, they are still in play for a conference championship, are the Hawks. Kicking this off for the University of Indianapolis is Carter Ward, redshirt freshman out of Columbus North High School. Little bit of wind coming from the south, which means from the right to the left as you picture Key Stadium on your screen. We thank you for joining us for University of Indianapolis Greyhound football, and this ball will be allowed to go to the end zone for the touchback, and Quincy will start this drive at the 25-yard line. Our starting lineups brought to us by Ray Skillman Automotive Group. Again, Deion Harris, the starting quarterback for Quincy. 3 wide receiver base sets. Lawrence Harden and Angel Ruiz. Tremaine Lee is the running back. Hans Wisniewski, the sizable tight end. And note B.J. Wilson on your screen. He is a Sunday prospect. 6'7", 320-pound left tackle for the Hawks. So empty set in the backfield. They'll motion the running back over. Harris slings it. Pass caught, first down. Out to the 41-yard line. A gain of 16. Ball came loose, but officials will say it was after the runner was down. That is Marlon Washington on the grab. First down, Quincy, and they are going to go no huddle.
Yeah, Coach Keever said they love the tempo, and you saw it right there, a little motion, fake the jet sweep, and then throw the inside slant route to the number 2 receiver.
This time, UIndy tackles in bunches. No gain on the play. 3 different Hounds are over there. Cavante Houston amongst that group. It'll be second down and 10.
Really good job of rallying to the football there. Quick play action fake, and then they're trying to make UIndy run sideline to sideline with the little wide receiver screen. 7
in the box, so Quincy goes for the downs. Again, everything is a math equation in football. Coverage applied by Landry Mavungu for UIndy. The intended target. Couldn't pick up that one, Jalen Lawrence, and all of a sudden Quincy quickly find themselves at 3rd and 10.
Well, I really like what they do, though. I mean, they sprint back and they get lined up, and they're going right now. Really try and force the defense to be very basic.
Hounds bring 5. Ball is out. Ball is stripped. Who falls on the football? Is it UIndy? Waiting on confirmation. Either it's going to be a punt or a turnover. The answer is it's the latter. And we have a full-on fracas that is going on right now in the field. I have not seen any flags fly over it, but it will be University of Indianapolis Greyhound football just outside the 30-yard line.
Really good job there defensively. 3rd and 10. Coach Cooper loves to bring pressure. There you see off the edge. That's number 4, KJ Roudebush. Comes off the edge, gets his hand on the ball, knocks it free. But still really good pressure from Roudebush, and then also Aaron Barnett from the field side. Good job of just collapsing that entire pocket and gave Deion Harris nowhere to go.
The former Tipton Blue Devil and Roudebush makes the play, listed as the backup to Ben Honeyus at a linebacker position. Now it is Christian Conkling, the senior from Pendleton Heights. Jaquan Buchanan lined up to his right. So backup at quarterback and running back. Conkling throws, catch is made, right around the first down marker. They're going to give him forward progress for the first down, and that is Alonzo Derrick, his 25th catch of the season.
Yeah, and so they got him in a basic 4 across coverage. They run Jaquan Buchanan out into the flat, pull the Sam linebacker that way, and then it just turns into one-on-one with Derrick, and both guys on the outside were running curl routes. Nice, easy throw for Conkling to Alonzo Derrick.
Derrick, the sophomore from Fort Wayne Snotter. Handoff goes to Buchanan. Buchanan gets outside, cuts it back inside. 1st and goal, UIndy. And he is tackled at about the 7-yard line. Give Buchanan a gain of 17. And this is a case where the understudy can really play. he says they had a chance to play very much because of Toriano Clinton.
Absolutely. I mean, UIndy, it was kind of interesting. We're talking the first 2 weeks, Matt Holmes and I, how many times they would pull Clinton off the field. I'm like, let's keep him out. But, Jaquan Buchanan, Lenny Bennett, these guys all carry the ball really well.
Handoff again goes to Buchanan, and Buchanan makes a beeline for the end zone. Will not be touched. 3 plays, 34 yards, 6 points off a turnover. Hounds lead less than 2 minutes in.
Yeah, and so you see here, I think that was Austin Keel, the center, pulls. They run a little pin and pull play where they're taking left guard. That's Kendall Alexis, I believe. He blocks down. Left tackle Tyler Rohde blocks down. And then you take Austin Keel around the outside to clean up anything that's in the alley. Jaquan Buchanan follows him right into the end zone.
Colin Seymour is on for the extra point try, and this one is good. Let's quickly step aside. Less than 2 minutes in. Hounds lead by 7. You're watching Greyhound football on ISC, Comcast 81, and the GLVC Sports Network.
Remember, when it comes to pedestrian safety, Greyhounds don't have 9 lives. No mascots or linebackers were harmed in the making of this video.
Back in my day, we didn't tailgate. We stood in the rain for 3 hours watching the grass grow, and we liked it. Go Hounds!
Listen to what Mike Watkins has to tell you. Greg Rakestraw, Dave Burton with you here on ISC, Comcast 81, and the GLVC Sports Network. A solid start for UIndy. After one Quincy first down, a sack, strip, fumble, recovered by KJ Rattlebush. 3 plays later, Hounds reach the painted turf. It is 7-0. Quincy will bring this one back from inside the 5-yard line, and Rattlebush, who had the sack and fumble assist on the special teams tackle at the 17-yard line. Let's quickly check our injury report. It is brought to us by Community Health Sports Medicine, the official sports medicine provider of the University of Indianapolis. And again, there are some of the players that, again, have appeared on the injury report, but frankly, the big news for UIndy, as we talked about, Kennett may no longer be on the injury report because he's done for the year at this point. Clinton clearly is on the injury report. Won't see him tonight. Again, the hope is we'll see him very soon. Next week, we'll find out. Take the handoff. Out in the flat and just overthrew his target a little bit. That time the pass was intended for Anik McKenzie. 2nd down.
Yeah, it's interesting. So first down play in the first series, play action throw here, and we really haven't seen him throw the ball, run the ball that much. So it's like, using the play action.
Little flare pass out to the tight end, and UIndy was not fooled. That is the former North Central Panther, Michael Brown, on the tackle. Gain is minimal. 3rd down.
Yeah, again, there's little play action, and I think what they're trying to do, UIndy's linebackers are so good. Kiave Guerriere, Rattlebush is in there for Honeyus right now. 41 is Jalen Wilson in for Clay Schulte. These guys are really, really good, and they're just trying to hold those linebackers inside and keep them from running outside immediately.
That is a heck of a throw on 3rd and 10. That is quite the out. Great route run by the Hawks. They pick up exactly the first down marker. 10 yards for QU. That was, again, A.J. Harden on the grab. This time it is a handoff, and solid gain because everyone has been on the ground or in the air so far. Ball carrier Tremaine Lee, and he picks up 4.
Yeah, UIndy defensive line, and they're going to rotate guys, all night between Dylan Shelton, Aaron Barnett, Kyle Borski, Michael Dennison in there right now. We're going to see different guys the entire game, but they just do such a good job of keeping those linebackers free and clean.
That time the pass had to be thrown early by Harris because of the swarming of him in the pocket, led by Dylan Shelton, who has 5 sacks on the season. Again, Harden was the intended target. Brandon Thomas had the coverage in the flat, and once again, it is 3rd down for Quincy. It is the third down they have faced in the opening 3+ minutes. This time the Hounds bring just 3. A spy on Harrison. He loses the football, and UIndy's got it. The first was a fumble forced. This was a fumble gifted. And you referenced Jalen Wilson. Ball finds him. Short field again for the Greyhounds.
So typically that's the nickel defense. Jalen comes in, Raudebush comes in, Honeyus, Schulte, they go out, and a lot of times Coach Cooper likes to bring pressure. You noted that time. They only brought 3, and what Jalen was doing right there was spying the quarterback, and as soon as Harris came out, he's all over it. He's rushing to get in his face, and Harris just lost the football. You know, he's trying to cock back and throw it, and it flat slipped out of his hand.
So, last drive for UIndy started at the Quincy 34-yard line. This one starts at the 23. Again, Buchanan is the setback. Trips topside, but Conkling wants one-on-one matchup. Throws it in the end zone, and that pass was incomplete. Target that time for UIndy, the talented freshman from Gibson Southern, Rory Heltzley.
Yeah, and it kind of looked initially like Heltzley was getting double covered. The boundary side, the short side of the field safety had walked all the way down and really was playing more of a run fit than he was trying to double cover Heltzley. Heltzley had one-on-one, so Conkling took a shot at the fade there.
On the counter, it's Bennett. And Bennett, not much there. It's back to the line of scrimmage, and no more. Lenny Bennett, the 3rd string back, but in terms of yardage, really has been 2nd behind Torno Clinton this year. A sophomore from Snyder High School in Fort Wayne. Greyhounds are in field goal range, but they'll have to make it a 2-touchdown lead early. It's 3rd down and long.
Yeah, they go with more of a speed package here. No tight ends in the game, 4 wide receivers. Let's see what Coach Wilson, Coach Engel have dialed up here.
Blitz coming. Hounds pick it up. Catch made. Bentley tried his best to get out of it, but he'll be taken out the 16-yard line. Looking at 4th down and 3, and let's see if the Hounds are going to be aggressive or bring the field goal unit on. It looks like it is the former.
I just looked down on the sideline and saw Coach Keevers, and he said, go. Good design there. Safe, easy throw to Frank out in the left flat. Little hitch. Now you got 4th and 3. Let's see if they try to get him to jump off sides.
Frank, the 5th-year junior from Butler High School in Louisville. So the line to gain is just shy of the 13. They're going to go for it. Hand it off. Buchanan, not only will he have the 1st down, he will have the touchdown. He had 7 carries all season. He's got 2 touchdowns in the first 5 minutes. 13-0 UIndy.
Well, and that's a testament to the guys up front. Looks like they're just running wide zone to the left. And all they're trying to do there is get everybody covered up and see if they can provide either the edge for Buchanan, or if somebody has to run really hard, if they can create a cutback lane for him. Great design and great patience there by Jaquan Buchanan.
Well, let's face it, this is a preview of next year, because this will be Buchanan's chance to shine a year from now. As Seaborn on for the extra point try, and this one is good. We'll talk more about Buchanan coming up in a matter of moments. Let's first thank our friends at IMCU. Proud to support the University of Indianapolis, and they offer a free UIndy debit card with a free checking account and e-statements as well. Get your free UIndy debit card today and show your school spirit. Visit any IMCU branch or sign up online at imcu.com. Membership savings required, federally insured by the NCUA. So you and I found out that Torrey wasn't going to play in today's game, and it's going to be Buchanan kind of getting the rock. Let's go back to the shortened spring season of last April. You know, at that time it was Al McKellar who was still with the team but didn't get many touches. Clinton certainly got his, but Buchanan was more of a featured piece. And frankly, the running game didn't miss a beat when he was in there.
No, not a bit. I mean, and then even last fall, you had a couple games where the blowouts are taking place and Clinton comes out, and again, you feel like you don't lose a whole lot when Jaquan comes in there, because he has good patience, he's got good vision, and obviously the physical tools to be an every down back.
Well, 2 turnovers on 2 drives by the Hawks. This time fair catch signal is made by the return man in McKenzie, and the Hawks will start this drive at their 25-yard line. Hawks have had a first down on both drives. They have shown they can move the football. He's got to hang on to it at this point.
Well, in key to the game, I was referring more to UIndy protect the football,
right.
But I mean, honestly, there's 2 sides to every coin, and Quincy right now hasn't. UIndy's taking advantage of the short field twice to be up 14-0 right now.
So 1st and 10. Harris on the year comes in with over 1,800 yards passing. This time it is a lead play. Might have frankly even been a missed handoff. Either way, Harris kept it. It's back to line of scrimmage and no more. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, again, I'm going to sound like a broken record here. The UIndy defensive line is going to create a lot of problems for Teon Harris, especially in this situation where there's already a 2-score lead and they're going to be forced to throw the ball a little bit more. They're going to be in the backfield a lot.
You heard the pads popping on that hip from Mavungu. Shoulder-to-shoulder contact after a gain of 5. It'll be 3rd down.
Well, I think the other thing, I note is I'm looking at Kiave Guerrier running back from his inside linebacker position. He made it all the way out to the sideline as that ball was in the air.
Hounds bring 5 out in the flat, catch made. That's good for a first down. Pickup of 10 on the play. So Quincy has had a first down now on every drive so far. That's Paul Sullivan Jr. that made the catch that time for the Hawks. So ball at the 40-yard line. Again, it's the handoff and finding a seam. 9-yard pickup on the carry is Quincy. That time the running back for Quincy on the carry was Miles Cheatham.
Well, part of that, they're moving really fast here. They're using the same formation, and all they're doing is they're getting lined up immediately based on where the ball is. The slot receiver and the tight end are going to line up on opposite sides. The tight end to the short side of the field, the wide receiver to the wide side of the field, and then they're just running inside zone.
Good look at Chris Keevers. He has been here since the fall of 1994. 25 years as an assistant coach, now his 4th season as the man in charge of the UIndy Greyhound football program. Again, it's Cheatham. Cheatham playing in just his 3rd game of the season. He had 9 carries on the year coming in. He's had the last 3 for a total of 12 yards. And again, Quincy has now crossed the 50-yard line for the first time tonight.
Well, right there you can see tackle made by number 22, Michael Brown. He's a safety. And if you see that happen within 3 yards of the line of scrimmage, play action's coming.
Brown, the leading tackler. Here comes the blitz. There's the throw. You called it, and now with 1 man to beat. Tackle made by Thomas, but for Quincy, a name we've called a lot. Catch is made by Marlon Washington.
Yeah, and that's the concept is RPO, but obviously that's not RPO because the quarterback's eyes are looking opposite that. That was a straight-up called play action.
5 to 6 on that carry. Ball carrier Tremaine Lee. Lee, the leading rusher on the season. Came in with 7 touchdowns and 577 yards for the junior from Springfield, Illinois, the transfer from SIU.
And this is where the tempo really plays a part in what they're doing. Now they're going to set the formation into the boundary.
And scoring points has not been a problem for this group this year. Good hard running, about a yard shy of the first down. Again, that is Lee. So 3rd and inches coming up for Quincy. And let's say it again, they put up 63 last week against McKendrick. Into this game at 4-3.
Yeah, I mean, their pace is something that UIndy's got to adjust to.
30-yard. They will try to run it and then try to rugby scrum push forward. Eventually, forward progress is stopped. No gain on the play. 4th and inches, and have not seen a muscle move from the sideline, so no field goal try here. They will line up one more time and try to get yet another first down on the drive that they picked up 3 so far.
Yeah, really nice job there by the defensive line, and then Honeyus comes in late and just seals the deal and stops all forward momentum.
Handoff, no, it's a fake on the throw, and he dropped it. Two receivers basically almost ran into each other, and it threw off the timing of the play. Another drive comes up empty for Quincy. They do at least flip the field, but the Hounds get the ball back with a 2-touchdown lead.
Really good play. I'm not going to lie. I thought they gave the ball off, and I thought it was he was stoned in the backfield. And what they're trying to do is just get a little rub to get that guy that's going to the flat even more wide open. And they end up running into each other, and it threw off the timing, and he couldn't quite make the play.
That was Sullivan that was the intended target on a catch earlier on the drive. That's Bennett, who will line up to the left of Christian Conkling. Fake the handoff. Second man through, that's Derrick, and Derrick takes contact, bounces off of it, moves the chains, 10-yard pickup. First down, UIndy.
Little play action, little RPO there, where they're just checking the in man on the line of scrimmage. He comes flat down the line, pull it out, and then you've got a slant with the little box route, cube route there by Derrick. Again, nice, easy throw for Christian Conkling, and it gets the ball in Alonzo Derrick's hands.
Marquez Gillum enters in this formation for the Hounds, one of three wide receivers. Derrick will motion towards the line of scrimmage. Conkling has time, fires, Gillum. Good thing I mentioned his name because he makes the grab as he is nudged out of bounds. He'll pick up 15, back-to-back first downs for UIndy.
Yeah, good combination route there. Heltzley on the outside runs a deep post, and then Gillum's running the out route, and they're bringing Derrick on a shallow cross underneath to become the third level in the flood concept. So that gave Conkling, three different options to look at: deep, intermediate, and then short, coming to that right flat or the right side.
Gillum, his fourth catch of the season. He is averaging about 16 yards a grab on the campaign. Handoff goes to Bennett, and Bennett nowhere to go. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Tackle made by Dale Dambeck, defensive end for the Hawks at second down. And Bennett came out grabbing his arm at the end of that play. It's already down your top running back, now one of your top three exits. Kellen Porter will be amongst those that enter this game now for UIndy. Transfer from Missouri State. He's been in the program for a couple of years, though, has Kellen. Hawks bring 5. Greyhounds pick it up. Conkling throws, and Derrick just kind of broke off the route there at the last moment.
I don't know what happened there. It looked as he was crossing. I expected him to accelerate because as he crossed right there, you can see number 11. As he crossed, there's nothing in front of him. He's going to catch that thing and run it right up the hash. I don't know what he saw that changed his mind that made him think he wasn't going to be open.
Nobody moved from UIndy. So if you snap that ball, if an offensive lineman goes forward, there's a free 5 yards. It didn't move in time.
Or a free play and a chance
Correct.
to throw it down the field.
Third down and 10. Conkling drilled. Did not feel that pressure coming. That's the linebacker, Peyton Chappell.
Yeah, that is either a coverage breakdown or something that Christian Conkling is supposed to alert pre-snap to know if he senses that edge blitz is coming, that he's going to replace with a receiver and the ball.
So first time the Hounds have to punt it away. Kick away, and again with the breeze tonight, no return on a solid kick to the 25-yard line. Tell you about our friends at the Free Enterprise System, proud to be the official transportation provider for Greyhound Athletics. Teamwork makes the dream work at Free Enterprise. They love to be a part of your team by providing transportation for your group. They can move groups of any size, from event shuttles, youth groups, to campus shuttles, and more. There's no group that their team cannot accommodate. Contact one of their travel consultants at travelfe.com. Anything else is just a bus ride. So 3:42 to play here in the opening quarter. 14-0. Empty set, little tap pass, but I think somebody got a head start.
I think it was your left tackle.
False start coming up here for the Hawks. not had much in the way of penalties in this game. In fact, off the top of my head, I think that is the first flag of this game.
Check my stat sheet.
That's affirmative in checking said stat, Steve.
Yep.
The first and 15. Hounds bring 5. Harris throws, man, all alone is Wisniewski, the tight end. Brown trying to track him down and eventually gets to him, but not until he gets inside the 25-yard line.
I don't think UIndy recognized the formation. He's lined up. He was lined up on the line of scrimmage right there, and he released vertically, and nobody touched him. Straight down the middle of the field, and both safeties worked outside to their hash marks. There was no one near him, obviously.
56-yard completion to Wisniewski. Fake the handoff, Harris throws, it's tipped. Great read by Landry Mavungu, who a half step more, he's got a pick.
Well, and where it was really good was off the line of scrimmage. He was physical with the receiver. That's number 9. Washington, and he forced him to reroute, and as that happened and he's trying to regain balance, Mavungu's able to come into the backside and get his hand back in. That's just really good defense right there by Landry Mavungu.
Mavungu, the fifth-year redshirt junior out of the Bloomington Normal area. Second and 10, it is a handoff, and it is a solid gain of about 4. Once again, Tremaine Lee, the ball carrier, as we approach 3 minutes left to go.
Big third down here for the Hounds.
One of the rare times that Quincy has not gone at a fast tempo. They're making sure everybody is aligned on this play. Bit of a high snap. Fake the handoff, throw the out, first down. Nice completion. All of the 10-yard line. That should be first and goal coming up for the Hawks.
That's really nice throw into a pretty condensed area. They ran a short route out into the flat and then ran the out route by number 2. Good throw by Harris.
On the handoff, I think that's Cheatham. Able to break forward, picks up 5 yards. Schulte on the tackle for UIndy. It'll be second and goal from the 5-yard line. And Cheatham does have a rushing touchdown this year. In the handoff to Cheatham. He is snared at the line of scrimmage. He'll keep the legs churning forward to pick up a yard or 2. Aaron Barnett on the tackle for the Greyhounds, third and goal.
Really nice play there by Barnett from his defensive end position, coming flat down the line, grabbing the legs and not letting go.
You would think if they went forward on 4th and 1 from the 16, this is 2 downs to pick up 3 yards here for Quincy.
Agree.
Now split backs this time, with the tight end tucked in right side. Trying the counter. Here comes pressure. Harris just kind of throws it up. Was out of bounds.
Similar concept we were talking about. So what they're trying to do there is take the motion and pull everybody, get a play fake, and then slip the backside running back is going to slip out into the flat with the tight end running a corner behind it, and they're trying to get 2-on-1. Really nice job of pressure in his face, forcing that throw to come a little bit early, and he's throwing high, trying to just give his guy a chance to run underneath it.
Well, Quincy feels, hey, we've had 2 good drives. We have to at least get points here. So they will line up for the extra point style field goal and connect on it. Kicker is Drew Lenzen for Quincy, and able to connect on that. And so make it 14-3. Hawks are on the board with 1:20 left to go in quarter number 1. And the Hounds will finish with 3 of 4 games here at Key Stadium. We'll have them all for you on the ISC Sports Network, on the GLVC Sports Network, and 2 of those 3 on Comcast 81 as well, including tonight's contest. Hounds will be right back here next Saturday night. So will Dave and I for their game against the Miners of Missouri S&T. And then a road trip to William Jewell, followed by what could be the conference championship game, UIndy and Truman. Again, that will be a Saturday matinee on November the 12th. Matt Holmes back for that one on both ISC and the GLVC Sports Network.
The last game of the year being the 2 o'clock game is a throwback type feel.
Yep. Broussard will kick this one away. It is kicking into a breeze. This one is returnable. It's Gillum. Has a seam. Gillum, 35. Bounces outside 40. 45. One man to beat. Cuts back to the house. No flags. Touchdown for the freshman out of Reynoldsburg, Ohio, Marquez Gillum. Makes it 20-3.
The ball is in the air coming to him, and he is furiously trying to get his mouthpiece in because he hadn't put it in. Gets his mouthpiece in, catches the ball. Nice seam created right there on the hash, and then it's just a matter of him finding green grass, and away he goes. The nice cutback here at the end for the touchdown. Great run by Marquez Gillum.
And the team doctor will be happy to know, you could tell by that field level replay, the mouthpiece got in. Got it in time. So the extra point try by Colin Seymour, the freshman from Twin Lakes High School, is up and through. And that brief bit of momentum that Quincy had is wrestled back away. 21-3 UIndy.
But and again, advantageous. Turnover, short field, 3-play score. Turnover, short field, 3-play score. Here, you got some, you're just trying to get a return. You want it anywhere within the 35-yard line to the 50-yard line. Nah, let's take it to the house and just.
If you look at the total yards in this game, Quincy is dominating. You look at the scoreboard, the exact opposite story is being told. There's a lot of football game left to go for that to balance out,
well,
too.
Yes, there is, and we've mentioned it already how many times that they scored 63 last week, and we see reason why. I mean, this offense goes quick, and they look very formidable. UIndy's now, go back to one of the keys early, now UIndy's got to work on controlling that tempo when they get the ball back.
So for the Greyhounds, Carter Ward will kick this one away. Of course, he played for former Greyhound Tim Bless at North High School in Columbus. And this one with the help of, I'd say it is only a one-club wind at this time of the evening. Reaches the end zone for the touchback, and again, the Hawks will start at the 25-yard line. I want to take this moment to thank our wonderful ISC Sports Network crew. Tonight's game is being produced by a UIndy alum for the first time. Welcome Vincent Relez to our staff at ISC. I want to thank Rob Lynch, Eric Kinnett, Eldon Wheeler, everybody else involved in the broadcast tonight. It has always been alums on this side of the table. Greg Rakestraw and Dave Burton with you.
Recent.
In our own minds. Here comes the pressure. Harris throws, does complete the pass, and again, as that pocket was collapsing, you'll take a 7-yard gain if you're Quincy, 2nd and 3.
Well, I mean, third-year starter, he is the guy in charge out there. You can just see by his demeanor. I'm sure he's kicking himself over the second fumble where the ball slipped out of his hands, but he is a field general out there for certain.
And that will be 15 yards tacked on at the end of the play. I think there was a face mask involved on that tackle. So the catch itself on the second straight completion by Harris was good for 8 yards. But either it's a horse collar from the back or a face mask from the front, because the flag was on the tackle, and now you can see it's the face mask. Tackle on 15. So once again, Quincy will go to the plus side of the 50-yard line.
Number 0, 15 yards to run, automatic, first down.
So Mavungu was the guilty party. And for a third successive drive, this is the 5th drive that Quincy's had in the first quarter. The last 3, they have reached the 50-yard line. And again, great job by our camera crew to show that to you from all the way across the way. And my partner looking, it wasn't Mavungu. It was called on 0. It was 18 that committed the foul. Now they're looking for the deep ball again. And this one is caught. Outstanding pitch and catch. Again, that is Jalen Lawrence that makes the grab. He'll have it inside of the 5-yard line.
That throws on the money, and a great job by Jalen Lawrence there. Watch him concentrate on this thing as it comes down, and you see that body lean. He catches it with one hand.
Tremaine Lee on the carry. Gets no gain, and Quincy will not run another play if they choose not to. By the way, let's go back to the last play. 36 yards was the completion. So completions of 36 and 56 in the opening quarter for Quincy. Pretty good numbers, right? They trail by 18. It's been that type of first quarter. We'll see if quarter number 2 can match it for excitement on both sides. You're watching University of Indianapolis Greyhound football here on ISC, the GLVC Sports Network, and Comcast 81.
At Aqua Systems, we believe in one simple idea, that it should be easy to get great water. That's why we provide a hassle-free sales process with money-back guarantees and the best warranties anywhere, all on equipment made in the USA. In fact, at Aqua Systems, we make it so easy to fix your home's water that 9 out of 10 people who shop with us buy from us. Contact Aqua Systems today. You'll love your water.
When medical care is needed, where will you turn? With Community's Connect to Care program, one call or click finds you the closest open appointment. Request a time yourself, or let us do it. From a primary care doctor or virtual visit, to a med check or community clinic at Walgreens. Just call or click. You can go right to our website or to me. Connect to Care from Community.
An exciting first quarter here at UIndy. They lead 21-3, but Quincy has been moving the ball up and down the field over the course of their last 3 drives. And thank our friends at Aqua Systems. They offer water softeners, drinking water systems, water purification, problem water solutions, and bottled water as well. Visit online, aquasystems.com. Aqua Systems, your home water experts. And alongside Dave Burton, Greg Rakestraw with you.
Coach Tim Cooper's defense really like to force another field goal try here.
2 turnovers in the opening drive, the difference in this game so far. On the handoff, it's Lee, and Lee is knocked down just shy of the end zone. Tackle made by Cavante Houston. 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line. And again, Quincy trying to go at tempo. They'll stay in the shotgun here. Handoff goes to Lee. He dives. Football's out. Ball is out. It is picked up. Touchdown. Touchdown for Quincy. Fumble is recovered by Wisniewski. Let's take a look.
Can he advance it?
He dives into the end zone.
Pretty heady play by him. He picks it up and he knows where he is and dives across the goal line. Very heady play by Wisniewski.
So the extra point try is up and good, and Quincy is on the board. It is now 21-10. Tonight's game on ISC and Comcast 81, presented in part by Prairie Farms. What makes Prairie Farms milk and dairy products so tasty? It's very simple. Quality comes first, using milk sourced directly from Indiana farms. You can be sure that every time you purchase Prairie Farms products, you are helping local farm families. Dedicated farmers, happy cows, and real milk. That's been the Prairie Farms way for over 80 years. Prairie Farms is Indiana's farmer-owned dairy. Well, partner, you coach high school football on Friday nights. I get to talk about football Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, and I always make the comment that there are differences in the Friday rules and the Saturday rules and the Sunday rules in terms of who can advance a fumble and win. And that's why you and I both kind of paused and said, can he do that? Clearly he can. And again, Chris Keever's going to ask the question, and referee said basically, hey, legal play.
Legal play. And that's, I think it's a Sunday. I think it's an NFL rule that inside the 10-yard line you can't, the old Oakland Raider rule.
Billy Casper, Holy Roller, dating back to the late 70s. Yeah, when we said we were recent grads, we were kidding about that. So Quincy will kick off. It is Broussard that will have this. Of course, the last time he did so, Marquez Gillum took it to the house. Broussard will kick it to Gillum again from the 12. Gillum will not see the house this time, but he will cross the 30-yard line, and UIndy will start this next drive at the 31. And A little back and forth starting to build up between these two teams.
He's still had a pretty nice seam there. The kickoff return team doing a really nice job there of staying on their blocks. That's what was really good, obviously, the first time for the touchdown, but that one was very solid. Just good starting field position here for the UIndy offense.
So it's Buchanan, who has 2 rushing touchdowns in his own right, to his left. Rewind and an H-back, a very common UIndy formation. Handoff goes to Buchanan. Buchanan, turf monster, got him, but still able to put his hand down and dive forward and pick up 4 yards.
Yeah, and so kind of a unique look here from the Quincy defense. They're playing 5 guys at the line of scrimmage. They're playing, it looks like a cover 2 shell. They've got a linebacker out in the flat to the right, and then there's kind of like a rover about 7 yards over the ball that just tries to spy the running back.
Conkling avoids pressure, finds a man, bouncing it outside. It'll be a first down. Good recovery to find Kamal Ransom. So Ransom, his first grab of the game. Ransom, a freshman from Evanston, Illinois. Of course, that's where Northwestern University is located. Ransom in his debut campaign now has 7 catches. 3 of them have been for touchdowns.
Little crossing route concept, and I think Christian Conkling thought he was going to have Jaquan Buchanan out of the backfield, but was able to come off and find the backside crosser late.
Conkling hit as he throws, but what a grab. The freshman in Ransom takes a hit, keeps going, takes a defender with him to the 28-yard line, a gain of 30.
Same type route that we talked about with Alonzo Derrick, and now Ransom's running that deep cross. You see him look in the right, look to his right, and the safety is pulled off the hash, comes back to the middle. Nice job, and obviously a fabulous catch there by Kamal Ransom.
Now, great job by Conkling. He's not seen much game activity in his time here. Knew he was going to take a pop and delivered the pass anyway.
Absolutely.
1st and 10. McNeilis, the man in motion. The blocking back, the H-back. He'll lead the way for Buchanan. And Buchanan gets a yard or 2, and that will be it. Good job to wall up that time by Quincy. The young man that had the sack a couple of series ago in Chapel helps make the tackle. He's helped by Cole Schnett-Goki. I practiced that name. I'm going to say it at least once. The nose tackle helps in the tackle. It's 2nd and 8. Ransom will take a seat on this play.
No, I'm going to have to say it.
You can go with Cole. You can be on a first-name basis. 2nd and long. Little counter play. Conkling with the pull. Elects to throw it. McNeilis has it and is down at the 1-yard line.
Little bootleg, but more off the RPO action than the traditional bootleg where you're going to see a quarterback turn his back to the line of scrimmage. He sees that he can get the edge, and really Christian Conkling could have run for a 10-yard gain there, but knows that there's nobody in the flat there to his left, and finds McNeilis down inside the 5-yard line.
Kevin, the senior from Chittard High School. 1st and goal at the 1-yard line. McNeilis will sit down behind the right tackle. Fake the handoff. Looking for the throwback. Just has to wait for the seed apart, and Buchanan's got 3 first-half touchdowns. So 27-10 UIndy. So Seymour on for the extra point try, and this playing time thing's pretty fun for Jaquan Buchanan.
Really cool play there. It looks like they're trying to flood the right flat. They run the tight end on the crosser. That was 44, Ethan Hand. And as he clears out that whole left side, Buchanan, after the play fake, just kind of hooks up right in the void outside the left tackle, and no one around him.
The C's part. Touchdown UIndy. 28-10, they lead early 2nd quarter. We're back after this on ISC, the GLVC Sports Network, and Comcast 81.
Remember, when it comes to pedestrian safety, Greyhounds don't have 9 lives. No mascots or linebackers were harmed in the making of this video.
It's been big plays on special teams and defense. The offense now kind of delivers their big plays on that drive. Now 28-10, they lead Quincy here early in the second quarter. And Hounds trying to bounce back from their first loss of the season. Important to point out, a non-conference loss at Saginaw Valley last week. And really, you know, just how impactful that loss was will be learned on Tuesday, on Monday perhaps even, when the region rankings come out for the first time. And of course, that is everything in Division II football. Ward on the kickoff, and again, that win really knocks that down. A fair catch is called for by Quincy at the 20-yard line. So this drive will commence at the 25 for Quincy. Well, you talked about the fact, look at the box score, you go, hey, Quincy's playing great. They have 79 more yards than UIndy does. They have 1 or 2 more first downs than UIndy does as well. But again, UIndy has had 2 short fields and a kickoff return for a touchdown of 88 yards by Marquez Gillum.
They have almost twice as many plays.
Absolutely.
3-0 County popped out.
So the ball was originally marked where he made the fair catch. That's good for a punt. That's not the way it works on a kickoff. You get the automatic 25, you take the fair catch. That's a safety enhancement procedure in college football. 1st and 10. Give the handoff. That's Cheatham. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. And Cheatham has been in equal parts of the offense as Tremaine Lee has. Cheatham, a sophomore from Columbia, Missouri. And as you would expect for this school on the banks of the Mississippi, equal parts Missouri and Illinois on this roster. 2nd and 10. Cheatham vacates the backfield. Hounds bring 4. Harris looking, throws, and that was as much to simply get rid of the ball as anything else. The fact that Lawrence potentially had a play on it was a bonus. 3rd down.
Well, or the thing he's trying to get there is to see if Mavungu hits him early and they get, a free first down. But again, you can see he's got an internal clock. He knows working against UIndy's pass rush that he's got, a finite amount of time that he's going to have to throw the football.
And it's the 3rd time he's played against UIndy. So he's seen this defense. He knows what they are capable of doing. They've converted some 3rd and longs already. Here have Quincy. One more try here. But 3rd and long will become 3rd and longer because I think the slot receiver got a bit of a head start.
Those penalties drive offensive coaches crazy because there's no need for a receiver to go early. You should see the ball and go.
Now you say that like you're an offensive coordinator or something. You're potentially a play caller. For those watching outside of Indianapolis, Dave is the offensive coordinator at Roncalli High School, just down the street, for a powerhouse in the south side. Looking for the deep ball and just overthrows him. Receiver had beaten Mavungu, but Mavungu did a good job of kind of walking him to the boundary. There was not much there, but there's going to be a personal foul behind the play. Roughing the passer will give the first down to Quincy. So what looked to be a 3 and out instead will be a first down by way of the flag. Roughing the passer will move the football to the 40-yard line, or 35, excuse me.
And those types of penalties drive defensive coordinators crazy.
Absolutely. Because you had done your job. You had gotten off the field. So 11th first down of this game for Quincy on their 6th drive. High snap. Harris throws. Catch made. That'll be out to the 49-yard line. That is Marlon Washington. Washington with his 5th catch of this game, and that's good for 14 yards.
So really good play design against 2 high safeties. They used the play action there to hold linebackers. The slot receiver.
Harris throws the deep ball and overthrows everybody. 2nd down.
The slot receiver works vertically to about 8 yards and then just breaks across the face of that high safety, and it's a pretty easy throw for the quarterback, and all the safety can do is watch the catch be made and make sure they make the tackle because they've got no help over the top. They can't jump it because if they don't make the play, it's a touchdown.
Officials timeout, not a team timeout. Harris, by the way, now 13 of 21, 199 yards here in 20 minutes of football. Fake the handoff, out in the flat. Catch made, open field tackle made immediately. That is Cavante Houston that makes the tackle for the Hounds. Again, Quincy going to go on the quick. Houston, by the way, a third-year sophomore from Marist High School in Chicago.
Yeah, Quincy's trying to go quick because UIndy is putting their nickel defense, their nickel package in, 3 down linemen. Now they're going to bring 4.
Harris throws it, and is it picked by Brown? Yes. Third turnover of the game. The former North Central Panther get on the party. It'll be first down at UIndy at their own 32-yard line.
Again, he feels that pressure, and UIndy, really nice job by Barnett and Borski from their defensive end. They collapse the pocket, and Harris can't step up and try and get out. See that push up the middle, and then he couldn't step into his throw to get it to his receiver on the slant route.
For Harris, that is his 8th pick of the season in as many games. The Hounds the ball in an 18-point lead. Buchanan dots the pistol eye. Fake the handoff. Conkling looks, throws, and that was a full-on committee meeting around Gillum, yet a penalty is going to be called as the side judge threw a flag from some 20 yards away, and that has all the earmarks of that'll drive you crazy, as you reference, for any defense coordinator, but especially for Quincy, who clearly you've seen has had trouble kind of stopping UIndy. You kind of behind the chain, get him 2nd and down, and again, there were 4 guys in coverage on that receiver.
Like, I'm wondering what Conkling was looking at, and maybe sometimes there are times you tell a quarterback, if they grab a hold of your guy, throw it at him.
Right. 1st and 10. Bennett is back in there. Good to see for UIndy. Conkling, quick hitter, catch made, Rory Heltzley. And Heltzley eventually will be plowed under. Played for Nick Hart down at Gibson Southern, whose dad, John, is the head coach at Brownsburg. Older or younger brother, Derek, starting quarterback on Warren Central State title team from 2009. 2nd and 4.
I believe Derek's a head coach in Illinois.
Correct, and a very successful one at that. I think in the Kankakee area, if I remember right.
I believe that is correct.
Of course, Rory played on last year's 3A state championship squad at Gibson Southern. Teammate Brady Allen now at Purdue. 2nd and 4. Handoff goes to Bennett. He'll try outside right tackle, and nothing there. Well done by the Hawks. David Tabakovic amongst those over to make the play. Loss of 1, maybe even a couple. 3rd down.
Really good job of getting the edge, but in accomplishing that, no one got up to the 2nd level to the linebackers, who were fast filling and met Lenny Bennett at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, let's reference Trevon Rhodes as well from that linebacker spot. Great job to show you that from our field camera angle. 3rd and 6, and I think Quincy had some confusion. They will take a timeout. We'll keep it right here. This timeout presented by The Gordon Flesh. Business technology managed. Please visit at gflesh.com. All right, OC, 3rd and 6. What are you dialing up here?
Well, I'm going to, based on what Coach Keever said earlier, I'm going to think that they're going to try to find number 5, Alonzo Derrick. Whether they're going to run a type of play where I expect him to start outside and work his way in and have some type of cross action between he and the slot receiver.
The first time out that either team has taken so far here in this game.
Now, at the same time I say that, they have had success with crossing routes from the slot to the opposite hash. So, yeah, Bentley and Alonzo Derrick up to the wide side of the field.
Need to get the ball to the 48-yard line across the 50. Derek, the man in motion. 5-man rush. There's Derek. First down, UIndy. Derek puts on the brakes, picks up about 5 yards more. It's like you've played or called this game before. First down, Greyhounds at the Quincy 39-yard line. That's a gain of 15.
Well, they went the other way. They brought him in motion back and then used the vertical release by Frank Bentley to take him out to the flat. But
I was giving you credit for the first guy's name you said caught the pass. You had
Thank
me
you.
at Alonzo Derek. First and 10. Ethan Hand now in the game as the H-back for the Hounds. And Quincy crowding the line of scrimmage. Hand will pull. Buchanan will follow. And again, just not much there. Jaquan gets a yard, but that's it. That time run support provided by Joseph Webb for the Hawks. 2nd and 9.
Quincy defensive line is doing a lot to give fits to the UIndy offensive line. And again, it's not that they're making every play, but they are allowing their linebackers to run and make tackles near the line of scrimmage.
Let's be blunt. Most time these teams played, it's not been close. Even though it's an 18-point lead, you can see Quincy is a better football team.
I agree. Completely
Handoff goes
agree.
to Bennett, and Bennett finds a seam and has a first down. Goes A1A that time right down the middle of the field and picks up 11 yards.
Well, and so we've seen the play before that was a counter play where we're trying to gap people back. Here, they just run full-on zone to the right, take Ethan Hand to wham block across the formation, and we joke, Coach Keevers mentioned last year one time he calls him straight line Lenny. When Lenny can get downhill, he gets into the second level of the defense quickly.
Caney in for this play for the Greyhounds. Conklin looks deep, has a man, got him, touchdown. It's Alonzo Derek. Derek on the score from 27 yards out. Conkling's second touchdown pass of the half. Hounds lead 34-10.
I think he ran a little double move. I think he worked vertically to about 12, gave a little stutter, froze the defensive back, and as soon as they were even, Conkling throws the ball up over the top, and Alonzo Derek's able to go get it in the end zone for a touchdown.
For Derek, it is his second touchdown grab of the season. And frankly, folks, this has been a better game than that score indicates. Make no mistake about it, UIndy is more than in control at 34-10. And Seymour's extra point try is good. We'll keep it right here. Midway through the second quarter.
And they're in control because of their ability to execute the big play when it's been presented to them. Fumble recoveries, kickoff return, double move for a touchdown pass. Just a really nice job of taking advantage of opportunity when it's presented.
If you wonder if you try to quantify or put a numerical quality on being +3 giveaway takeaway and stealing 7 points, if you will, on a kickoff return, you're looking at the score. Again, the box score is almost identical between these two teams. Scoreboard is not. That's the difference in 3 turnovers and a free 7 points on special teams.
That would equal 4 scores,
right.
Correct?
Yep. You almost say that that like +1 is 10 points, just go up like 10 points every time. You're seeing it here.
Yep, most assuredly.
So a familiar refrain. Ward on to kick this one away for UIndy. UIndy uses 3 different kickers. Seymour handles the field goals, extra points, Ward the kickoffs, and Zoller is the punter. We have seen him 1 time. I want to make it known that David furiously pointed to the pronunciation to make sure I did not shortchange the punter. Being a former punter of his own right, that didn't go unnoticed by me. Fair catch by Quincy. Hawks will start this drive at the 25-yard line.
I just know that the first time I looked at it, I was
Would have said
inclined
something else, yes.
to say something else.
Yes.
But I had looked at the
Yeah,
pronunciation guide, so I just wanted to make sure that you were aware of it as well.
Fuzzy Cody, Tyler Luke in this state. Just a few folks with the other pronunciation of that last
with
name.
it, yes. Rhyming with, instead of taller, seller.
There you go.
Or teller.
1st and 10 here for QU. Harris, 2 fumbles, one of those forced, 1 pick. Little quarterback draw play, and UIndy was wise on that one. And Harris, let's hope he's all right. The helmet came off, and just kind of the way he folded into that play, you're a little concerned. Looks like he's going to be okay, but he does have to sit for a play as he picks up one the hard way.
Yeah, I think the intent here was with the empty backfield, he takes a look. He can either throw quick or insert himself as the zone runner, and I think he didn't expect Clay Schulte to be there to make the tackle.
So coming on for a play, Michael Valdovinos, freshman from Arizona. Hands off, and again, pretty easy play to read for UIndy. You got to think that's what's going to happen when your second or third string QB comes into the game. Harris comes back in for one play, but now Quincy behind the sticks at 3rd and 10. Head coach Gary Bass of this staff, Caleb Borghardt, is the offensive coordinator for Quincy. Again, they are improved, make no mistake about it. But the Hounds lead 35-10. Greyhounds put up 70 against the Hawks when they played last fall. 5 wide. Harris throws it. Catch made. First down. They convert. Distance has not been a problem on these 3rd down conversions for Quincy. They pick up 12 yards.
Well, this look, UIndy brings 5. And he goes right to where the extra blitzer came from and is able to make the connection. Good job there by Tion Harris, connecting with number 1, Angel Ruiz.
Take the handoff. Harris throws and finds his man. Nope, dropped it. Incomplete. Had it, but couldn't hang on to it. It was Marlon, excuse me, that was not Washington, that was Sullivan. That was the intended target. From a broadcast perspective, to the folks in Quincy that buy the uniforms, yellow numbers on white isn't the best look for us to identify your players properly. So just a quick assist for those of you in West Illinois for broadcast in future years. 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, brown numbers would be preferred by the guys inside the booth.
3-yard pickup. Clay Schulte, the legacy player on this UIndy squad. His father, an assistant coach when you played, and I attended school here at UIndy. Pick up a 4, actually, to make sure I give him the proper yardage. 3rd down and 6.
And then Uncle Chad Schulte came and played as a running back.
Yep. That's a Hillsdale family that's converted to UIndy over the generations. Harris throws in the flat, has his man, 1st down. Back-to-back 3rd down conversions, and Harris will pick up 9 yards. That time, Angel Ruiz. I can't say it the way the 25-year Spanish teacher can roll it. Angel, the way that I just can't do that. Ruiz makes the grab. We'll leave it at that. 1st and 10 Hawks at the 50-yard line.
I thought that was fantastic.
You did a great job on that, my friend. On the handoff, I believe that is Lee. Whoever it is, there's not much room to rumble. It is Lee. He'll lose a yard. It's 2nd and 11.
Good job there by big defensive lineman number 96, Jacob Jones, just plugging up the middle. And there's nowhere for him to go. Also saw Michael Dennison in there, number 99. That front 4 from UIndy just really sets the tone on 1st down most of the time.
6 in the box, looking for the crossing pattern. And again, just airmail with that. Harris has missed a few throws in today's game. That was one of them. Washington was the target. And yet again, 3rd and 11, but we've got the video evidence to show you that has not been a problem for Quincy.
No, that last play, you could see the defensive line from UIndy just push the offensive line 3 yards into the backfield.
So 3rd down and 11. 4-man rush. Harris throws, and Mavungu read it. We saw this on a play earlier where he kind of beat the receiver to the ball and did the same thing there. And again, Mavungu certainly battle-tested. 5th year in the program, technically a redshirt junior. Gets the stop. Here comes the punt team on for Quincy.
They ran this play. It was one of the first plays they ran in their first series where they ran the motion away and then tried to get, as UIndy bumped their secondary coverage as the safety left. All he's trying to do is get inside and run a little slant route, and Mavungu didn't allow that to happen.
Broussard, with the benefit of said southerly breeze that makes it feel nice and warm on this October 22nd evening, hits that ball in the end zone for a touchback. A late flag was thrown. Again, like we said, there's been a little jawing on especially on special teams, it seems. And I would assume that is the origination of this flag.
The only other thing it could be would be a sideline warning if there was someone over there and the official ran into him. But I wouldn't have thought that flag had been thrown at the 20-yard line. It would have been closer.
Personal foul. Number 7 of the return team. Personal foul. Number 3 of the kicking team. No penalties, offset. First down.
So much ado about nothing.
Well, trying to control that chippiness that you're noting. Obviously, it didn't go unobserved by the officiating crew.
Arion McCarter, the guilty party for UIndy. Lazarick Hill for Quincy. Penalties offset. Greyhounds will take over at the 20-yard line. Looking forward to talking to Mark Mitchell, new head women's basketball coach at the University of Indianapolis. He will join us coming up at halftime. Amazingly, his team about a week or so away from exhibition play. First and 10. McNeilis will motion across the formation. Now they'll run back Buchanan the opposite side, and Buchanan has nowhere to go. He might get credit for a yard, and credit Quincy. You know, after UIndy really kind of gashed him early in the game, Quincy has kind of bowed up against this UIndy running attack.
Yeah, UIndy's really struggled to run anything to the outside. Obviously, the first 2 touchdowns were pin and pull and then wide zone action. But since that time, UIndy's struggled to get the edge.
Hounds officially 49 yards rushing on 12 carries. Solid, but again, give Quincy credit where it's due. They'll fake the handoff this time. Blitzing linebacker was picked up by Buchanan. Apparently was picked up too well by Buchanan because Conkling has room to run. He'll step out of bounds. However, I think this is all going to come back.
Kednall Alexis.
So the hold brings it back. Instead of a ball just shy of midfield, it'll now be 2nd and 19 from about the 11-yard line.
So they're running a design bootleg here, and that Kednall Alexis's job is to pull from left guard around to the right side and secure the edge. If the guy runs hard upfield, Kednall's going to pass block him and provide kind of a rolling pocket for Conkling. If he's able to get the edge, then Conkling's going to do exactly what he did. Evidently, he did it illegally, according to the guy in the white hat.
So 2nd and 19. First time that UIndy has been behind the chains kind of to this level tonight. This has been, to the last couple of plays, a relatively flag-free affair. Four-man rush. Conkling fires and threads one to Derrick. Derrick splitting defenders and finally dragged down at the 30 or 21-yard line. That is a play for 68 yards.
Pre-snap, I looked at it and I thought if the Sam linebacker doesn't reroute Derrick, they're going to have trouble with him in the middle of the field. And UIndy ran exactly that. That's the same route that Quincy's been running, where you're running hard at the toes of that field safety, and then you're just going to break across his face. The Sam did nothing to reroute Derrick, and he's over the ball and no one in front of him.
Derrick already a touchdown grab in this half. On the jet sweep, turning upfield, and that'll be a first down, a gain of about 10 or 11 yards, and that is Jeremiah Lee.
So 3 weeks ago, off the jet action, they ran it to the field, jet action to the field, and then took Toriano Clinton up the seam. Look for that play at some point tonight after running the jet sweep, because it just is a logical follow-up.
So again, we point out, just joining us, no Connor Kennett out for the season, starting quarterback this year. Toriano Clinton out for tonight's game with a foot injury. It's been no problem for the Hounds. Handoff goes to Bennett. And I love the nickname, Straight Line Lenny. Picks up 1, 2nd and 9.
Just running inside zone there with a little wham action by Ethan Hand.
Have we officially renamed a wham block the Doyle block in Indianapolis, by the way?
Probably.
Almost to that level for Jack Doyle.
Yeah.
He certainly missed on Sundays for the Colts. with said wham block. Better part of 9 years, the former Cathedral Fighting Irish player. 2nd and 9 at the 10-yard line. Hounds trying to milk this a little bit too. They will have the ball to start the third quarter. Conklin buying time, looks, throws, and in the back of the end zone, McNeilis with a touchdown grab. 5 offensive scores, 21 points off of turnovers, a kickoff return touchdown as well, and it's 41 before the break for UIndy.
And let's give credit for this one to the offensive line.
Yep.
Plenty of time for Conklin, and then as he breaks the pocket and rolls out, Kevin McNeilis gets lost by the Quincy defensive secondary, and that is about as easy a touchdown pass as a quarterback can get.
So Seymour is 5 of 5. Rodebush is the holder. KJ is a linebacker, but if you don't know his football background, was a quarterback at Tipton High School, so certainly the capable hands to hold on those extra point tries. So Kevin McNeilis with the grab. He had a touchdown earlier in this season, had 5 catches on the year coming in, and all systems go for UIndy. Again, Quincy, they've done some good things on both sides of the ball, and they trail by 32.
They get the penalty and force 2nd and 19.
Right.
And UIndy comes the very next play for a 68-yard gain to Alonzo Derrick.
And you know, for those young, you see the exasperation, the frustration on that sideline. Again, any of the guys that played on this team last year go, we gave up 70 to these guys last year. It's 42 at halftime, and thinking about how long of a bus ride that is, about 5 or 6 hours away. So Ward into the teeth, although the flags are about as silent as they have been the entirety of the night. A shorter kick in this one, no fair catch this time. Quincy will bring this one out from the 9 and probably regret the decision. Kiave Guerriere says hello in the most unfriendly way possible. Hawks will take over just past the 20-yard line.
You got your starting Will linebacker in on your kickoff team. Kind of tells you how important special teams are to this coaching staff.
Remember the line in the program about bubbles? Might be on that one. That was a hit from Guerriere, the senior from Central High School in Evansville. On the quick toss, catch made. Turf Monster makes the tackle. But the clock will continue to roll. Sullivan on the grab. He picks up 7. Quincy goes on the quick regardless. They will do so even, trailing by 32 just before halftime. Give the handoff. Lee with it. He'll pick up 3, and both teams may say, you know what, that's enough for half number 1.
Well, when they didn't call timeout after the first play and they've got 2 left, that pretty much tells you that they're going to go into the locker room and see if they can regroup.
Yeah, Harris kind of slow walking this one. Certainly UIndy is not going to force the issue here. If Quincy is ready to take a 25-minute break, the Hounds most certainly will oblige. Big play on top of big play in half number 1. Hounds saw a 5-game winning streak end 7 days ago in Saginaw, Michigan. They are trying to start a new one tonight, and so far, so good. Hounds 42, Hawks 10. Halftime on the south side. Back in a moment with a special guest joining us next as you're watching Greyhound football on ISC, the GLVC Sports Network, and Comcast 81.
Back in my day, we didn't have inflatables for the kids. They played with sticks and stones, and they liked it. Go Hounds!
Meet Chip. 30 years ago, he started a small business with a big idea. Today, there's a new building, a new fleet of equipment, and a new era of leadership. But we know Chip, and at Indiana Members Credit Union, we know he plans to keep growing, building business with the next generation. IMCU is here to help. with secure and simple account management tools and commercial financing to grow business. Today, it's all about Chip. Tomorrow, it's all about you. Because at IMCU, it's you that matters. Meet Kate. She has a lot to juggle. Family, work, it can lead to trying days and tired nights. But we know Kate, and at Indiana Members Credit Union, we know at some point her space at a premium life may change. IMCU is here to help Kate and you find your space. Now, add on or remodel with an introductory rate of 1.9% APR on a home equity line of credit. Today, it's all about Kate. Tomorrow, it's all about you. Because at IMCU, it's you that matters.
Back in my day, the entertainment at the football games was Uncle Larry playing his banjo in the back of the van. Go Hounds!
Grady is in attendance tonight. Good to see we get the superstar of the campus on camera. A new superstar on campus is the new women's basketball coach in Mark Mitchell, who joins us now. Dave Burton returns after a segment or two. Greg Rakestraw is my name. Thank you for joining us. And Coach, you and I have had a conversation similar to this a few months ago when you first took the job over the course of the summer on radio. It's good to be able to meet you finally in person, and simply put, what have your first 2 or 3 months as a resident of the state of Indiana been like for you so far?
Hey, listen, thanks for having me on here tonight. I really appreciate it. And yeah, it's been great, you know, coming out here, meeting new people. I just met a lot of great people here on campus. I love the temperament of my team and the players that we have. I'm just really excited to get started here.
One of the things that's unique about your background is that sometimes you'll see a coach. I think of a John Beeline that went Division III, Division II, Division I. But oftentimes coaches, whatever division you started, you often stay there. You've now kind of completed the trilogy. You've coached at Division III, you've coached at Division I. What was it about Division II and this place in particular that was so attractive to you?
I coached as an assistant coach Division III, and then I went to a Division II program, Caldwell University. But coming here to UIndy, when I got here to this campus on my interview, I just walked around and just met such great people and saw the layout of this campus. It's just a beautiful place to be at, and that's what really drew me here.
This is a place where obviously we take basketball seriously, not just this campus, this city, this state. And I realize that you probably have a better answer for this in 2 or 3 months, but what's it like being in a place that is so basketball-centric?
It's been different. It's been different, you know. Everywhere else, it's, you know, football is definitely king, you know, pretty much everywhere else in the country, but Indiana is just a different, special place, and basketball reigns supreme here, and it has such a great tradition here in Indiana. So I just want to see if I can put my little 2 cents in here and do something well. When
you get hired in midsummer, as was the case again with the former head coach and Kristen Wadrick takes an assistant job with Austin Parkinson across town at Butler University, you kind of join up right in the middle of recruiting season. So what was it like bringing new student athletes on campus while obviously the first recruits were trying to recruit as many players to stay? What was that process like for you?
Yeah, it was a difficult situation, trying to get new people to come out here. We were in the transfer portal a lot, so some of the relationships that I had with some AAU coaches from around the country, had some players that were interested. I was fortunate enough to get 3 young ladies that wanted to transfer to come in. But I give Coach Kristen kudos because she had a couple freshmen come in here that she signed that I met in the summer that are doing a great job. So I'm just excited to get going.
All right, I know obviously workouts are nonstop at this point. Practice officially has been going for about the last 3 weeks. Just what have you seen from your team so far on the court at Nickerson Hall?
Well, the one thing that stands out with our team is their attitudes. They have such great attitudes. All of our players have such great attitudes. They really push each other. They support each other. They get on each other at times, which I like. I encourage. Just the camaraderie and the cohesiveness that we have.
A staple of UIndy on both the men's and women's side in basketball is that first week in November is always busy because you're finding as many Division I schools to play as possible. What does that exhibition season look like for you coming up?
Yeah, I mean, this is something that Coach Christian had already signed up with. I'm excited to get going. My players are excited to get going. So we want to challenge ourselves. It's going to be a challenge going against ISU and Northern Kentucky. Those two great coaches there and great programs. So we're just really excited to get going.
Of course, Northern Kentucky, a longtime rival for 30 or plus years of UIndy, but now 10 years spent at the Division I level. Mm-hmm. Simply put, Mark, what's going to make this a good year for your team? And people come to watch one of your teams play, what do you want them to see from your team?
Well, you're going to see every night you come see us play, you're going to be entertained. We're going to play pressure defense. We're going to be really stingy on the defensive side of the ball, and we're going to run offensively. We're going to get up and down the floor, and we want to put a lot of points up and just have an exciting brand of basketball for everybody to come out and see. Again,
the UIndy women will be in action at Illinois State at Redbird Arena coming up a week from Tuesday. They then go to the Bank of Kentucky Center to take on Northern Kentucky. The official season opener will be here at Nickerson Hall when they take on Malone out of the GMAC. That will be Friday, November the 11th. Coach, again, welcome to campus, welcome to Indiana, and looking forward to our next conversation.
Thanks for having me, and I really appreciate it. And everybody who's listening, please come out and support both men's and women's basketball this season.
You got it. Mark Mitchell, again, new head coach of the UIndy women's basketball program. We'll take this quick timeout. Dave Burton rejoins us. Halftime highlights, stats, and more. UIndy dominating Quincy 42-10. You're watching on ISC, as well as GLVC SN and Comcast 81.
It's homecoming for the University of Indianapolis for the matchup between the number 14 ranked team in the country, the University of Indianapolis Greyhounds, the Great Lakes Valley Conference opener for both teams, the Bearcats of Southwest Baptist. Cooper Callis. Pressure comes, and he is brought down and going to be taken down in the end zone for a safety, Dylan Shelton. First down handoff to UIndy. This is Clinton. Hurdles over one defender, steps up in the middle, and Toriano Clinton is gone. His school record, 47th touchdown of his career from 63 yards out.
Changed up the snap count a little bit, and he's changed the rhythm.
Callis deep down the left sideline into the end zone, and this might very well have been intercepted. Yes, and it's an interception for Brandon Thomas. Handoff to Bennett again on the run outside right tackle, powering forward, and he's into the end zone. Lenny Bennett, touchdown Greyhound. Kennett looking, he's going to roll to his left. Now he's going to keep it. Cut up field, dives for the end zone. Touchdown Greyhounds. Ground game, fake the jet sweep. Kennett throws to Toriano Clinton in the end zone. Touchdown Clinton, his third of the night. This one through the air. Blitz comes this time. Callis hit as he throws, lobbed up, and it's going to be intercepted by Cavante Houston. And he's got room to make a return. Kennett will keep it again. On his feet, looking to get to the pylon, and he's in. Connor Kennett, 18 yards for his second rushing touchdown of the night. UIndy comes away with the homecoming win, their 11th homecoming win in a row.
Those a look at the highlights from the last home game for UIndy, a 44-17 victory over Southwest Baptist some 3 weeks ago. Zach Pasley, as well as Matt Holmes and Dave Burton on the calls that you heard. Again, Grady holding court on the track here at Kiesel Field at halftime. Our halftime show is a service of the Ray Skillman Automotive Group. Again, Dave Burton joins me. Greg Rakestraw is my name. Before we get to the halftime stats, Coach, overall, your thoughts on what was an impressive first half again Quincy has played better than being down by 32, but make no mistake about it, UIndy has looked awfully good too.
I would like to think that UIndy, that's about as well executed a half as they could have hoped for coming into this, knowing that Toriano Clinton was going to be out. You're playing your backup quarterback in Christian Conkling, and you're facing a team, as we've noted, that scored 63 points a week ago. To go through that first half and have just one punt, you get 2 short fields and a kickoff return, but still offensively you put 35 points on the board. I would say that Coach Wilson and Coach Engel are in the locker room right now feeling pretty good about this performance.
Offensive efficiency, UIndy is averaging more than 10 yards a play, 29 snaps, 292 yards of offense. Our halftime stats, a service of the free enterprise system. Some of the individual numbers in the half. Jaquan Buchanan, 7 carries for 47 yards. How about this? Christian Conkling and the senior backup, 13 for 15, 232 yards and 3 touchdowns. And let's stop down right there. Think about what Bryce Stankham did last spring and last year. Bryce was a 6th and 7th year player that spring and last fall. Program kid. You'd say the same thing about Conkling, a guy that has kind of waited his turn and honestly was not sure that his turn was going to come. I'm so happy for him that he's getting this opportunity.
Absolutely. And not just to have the opportunity and be happy to be on the field. He's going out and making plays. He had a nice scramble when he hit McNeilis before McNeilis had the touchdown.
To the 1 yard line, yep.
He scrambled out and eyes down the field. I mean, all the things that you hear commentators talk about it in NFL games, he's doing all those things. You can tell he's been coached up really well in his time here at UIndy, and now he's going out on the field and making plays. And it's something that's really nice to see.
The numbers are not minuscule for Quincy. Again, 234 passing yards, obviously rushing yards, not exactly anything great shakes. Tian Harris, 18 for 30, does have the 1 interception, 234 yards. They also did have a drive that ended on downs inside of the 20. They kicked a field goal from the 3 yard line as well. So some empty yards there a little bit to some degree. But my partner continues to point to that last line, and we have talked about this. How do you get to 42-10 when the numbers are so equal? The bottom step, 3 turnovers, and again, a kickoff return touchdown that plays into that factor as well.
Absolutely. And again, those are things that coaches are going to preach about all week. You're going through your kickoff return team and Thursday's, pregame practice, and you're like, everybody's got a job to do, and coaches harp on the little things. And then you see a touchdown return, and then followed by a really nice return for Gillum as well, on the one after they scored the touchdown. So you go field goal, touchdown return, they score a touchdown, and then come right back with another nice return. Little things like that just tell you what a kind of week probably UIndy had practice-wise this week after coming off a loss.
They haven't had many practice after losses over the years. They had 4 of them last year, not so much this season. First loss of the season last Saturday against Saginaw Valley. Time now for our halftime highlights. They are presented by Hound Gear and houndgear.com. And again, if we show you all the touchdowns, we're going to be here for a while. It started off with Jaquan Buchanan. Again, he had 7 carries the first 6 games of the season. He has 3 touchdowns, 2 on the ground and 1 through the air so far.
Yeah, and those first 2 came after the strip fumble and then the fumble where Tian Harris just lost the ball. Then here we see the third. This is actually the 4th touchdown, I think.
Third touchdown.
That's right. After the field goal, 20 made it 21-3. You see the long kickoff return. Here comes the fumble, picked up by Wisniewski across the goal line. And then this was the nice play here where they're trying to throw to Ethan Hand there, the tight end, and somebody sees him crossing, and Jaquan Buchanan just kind of turns around and says, hey, I'm here. Nobody's around me. Double move by Alonzo Derrick for the touchdown here. And then we see Conkling break, contain, and finds Kevin McNeilis with no one around him for the final score of the half.
Well done, partner, on the analysis and the description. Again, 42-10 is our score at the break. Some of the other numbers of note to share: Alonzo Derrick, 5 catches, 130 yards, and a touchdown. Kamal Ransom had 2 catches for 37 yards. You saw the McNeilis touchdown grab. Some impressive numbers as well for the receivers from Quincy. Paul Sullivan, 6 catches. Marlon Washington, 5 for 63. Wisniewski had a 56-yard grab in the first half as well, and Jalen Lawrence had 2 catches for 48 yards as well. With that, time now for Coach's Corrections, brought to us by Gordon Flesh. If you're correcting things for Chris Keevers, you're going to be real nitpicky. Anything that catches your attention from that perspective in the first half?
I think they're going to really stay on the defensive line about maintaining their lanes in their pass rush, because you're going to expect Quincy, down 32 points, to throw the football even more than they have in the first half. So now, and they've done a really nice job of containing Tion Harris and not really giving him room to scramble. So that's going to be one point of emphasis. Offensively, I think they're going to want to run the ball better. That's going to allow them to control the tempo a little bit more. We noted after the first 2 drives, Quincy did a really nice job of not allowing UIndy to run the wide zone play. So now they're going to have to figure out ways to attack the interior of that defensive line, because they're going to have to be able to run the ball. And then it's just going to be a matter of protect the football for UIndy.
Take a quick look while we have the opportunity at the GLVC standings. And kind of as we expected going into this season, Truman and UIndy would be the favorites. We have had Truman on the ISC Sports Network each of the last 2 years as the 2nd and 3rd place finisher in the GLVC and the America's Crossroads Bowl that is slated for December the 3rd, and we'll broadcast again on ISC and Comcast 81 coming up for the Brickyard at Hobart High School in Northwest Indiana. And the goal, obviously, is to get to the Division II playoffs. Truman, a win over William Jewell. Truman now 6-1, 3-0 in conference play. Barring something of the miraculous, UIndy will also be 3-0 in league play. After that, everybody else has at least 2 losses. McKendree 2-2, S&T 2-2. Again, barring a turnaround, Quincy would be 1-2, Southwest Baptist 1-2, and William Jewell is 0-4. And again, looking at the upcoming schedule for UIndy, Hounds have S&T coming here next Saturday night. Then it is at William Jewell, who is 1-7 on the season. Then it is Truman here on November the 12th, and that clearly is shaping up to be a potential GLVC championship, and almost the case where winner goes to the D2 playoffs, loser knows they're going to the Crossroads Bowl coming up on December the 3rd.
Yeah, I'd say that's a fairly accurate breakdown, and it's a matter of, for UIndy, I don't know about you, but I hate the term they're going to control
their own destiny.
But it's
true.
Absolutely true. Talent-wise, that's where they are right now, and especially you get a healthy Toriano Clinton back, and you're looking at them and Truman playing for the conference championship.
Indy won at Truman in a low-scoring game last year. Truman and UIndy do so many similar things. They're built so many similar ways. It should be a great one. But first things first, got to finish this one. I got to take care of the business next 2 weeks against S&T and Jewell. And you see that number 20 on the name next to Indianapolis. That's there in the top 25 polls. They were number 8 going into the loss last week at Saginaw. But again, that's all kind of window dressing. What matters the most for UIndy is what does the region ranking say? And those come out next week. Make sure you follow UIndy Athletics on Twitter, Division II on Twitter to learn more about that. We'll take this quick timeout. When we come back, third quarter action is not too far away at Key Stadium. Hounds in control. They'll have the football. They lead at 42-10 as you're watching on ISC, Comcast 81, and the GLVC Sports Network.
Listen, do you hear that? I get here early so I can enjoy some peace and tranquility, but not anymore. Before very long, there'll be a bunch of families here, and there'll be a bunch of rugrats running around, ruining what used to be a wonderful, quiet place. But oh no, the Hound Pound Nation will be here. They'll be raising havoc. This place will be bedlam before very long. I wanted to enjoy myself and have a great, peaceful moment before this game starts. But you know what? It's really worth it. Go Hounds!
Meet Zach. Day and night, rain or shine, even just out for a spin, Zach gets around. But we know Zach, and at Indiana Members Credit Union, we know he's been saving up to trade up. IMCU is here to help Zach and you drive your dream. Now get financing as low as 3.49% APR on a new or used vehicle. Today, it's all about Zach. Tomorrow, it's all about you. Because at IMCU, it's you that matters.
Portillo's is unbelievably excited to serve their famous Chicago-style street food in Indianapolis on US 31, just south of Stop 11 Road. We are looking for top dogs to get paid daily, have a flexible work schedule, and will get free shift meals. Apply at portillos.com/careers.
Back in my day, it was about family here at the University of Indianapolis. And you know what? It still is. Go Hounds!
Welcome back. Some players even get a halftime workout in before getting back onto the field. That is Michael Dennison, the 6th-year senior from Mishawaka Marion High School. Greg Rakestraw, Dave Burton with you. Third quarter action not too far away here on ISC, GLVC Sports Network, and Comcast 81. Tonight's broadcast presented in part by Prairie Farms. Have you tried a Prairie Farms milk snack? Delicious chocolate cake bars filled with real milk cream and covered in chocolate. They're made with no preservatives or artificial colors, perfect as an anytime, anywhere snack. You can find them in the dairy section. Visit their website, prairiefarms.com/milksnacks, and enter to win a free 4-pack. Dedicated farmers, happy cows, real milk. That's been the Prairie Farms way for over 80 years. Prairie Farms is Indiana's farmer-owned dairy. Well, my partner is not doing these games with me on Saturday nights. He's a Spanish teacher at Warren Central High School, but he is also the offensive coordinator at Roncalli. Congratulations on the Royals opening round victory over Shortridge a night ago.
Thank you.
And next week it is Crispus Attucks, then potentially Mooresville or Brebeuf in a sectional championship, and that will not be an easy game depending on whom the opponent would be. But New Pal is lurking potentially in a regional. I had a chance to see the Dragons in action last night. They got a good battle from Mount Vernon, but Kyle Ralph has put together another good team, another great team at New Pal.
Well, and they fit the mold of his state championship teams from early. They're big and physical up front, good running game, quarterback that can throw it and run it, and then a defense that when opportunity presents, they are very, very willing to be aggressive and take advantage of play.
So my partner's attention. Next week, a similar doubleheader. Calling a game in a different variety on Friday night, and then calling a game here on Saturday night. And again, the same place as you are finding tonight's game, you will see next Saturday night's game as well. Again, the Miners of Missouri S&T in here. Game will be on Comcast 81, the ISC Sports Network, ISC TV, and the GLVC Sports Network. UIndy won the toss. They elected to defer. So the Hounds will have the football to start this third quarter of action. This Quincy program, very unique. They have both this football and something that is known as sprint football. And there are a few more institutions that are playing this sport around the Midwest. It is football as you are seeing it here, with one very notable exception. Everyone has to be 188 pounds or under, in that neighborhood. This was an Army-Navy concept that has now expanded to a lot of smaller schools kind of in the Midwest. So, for example, St. Mary's of the Woods is playing this out in Terre Haute. Bellarmine is playing this. That's the first football that Bellarmine has ever played at the school, former 40-year rival of UIndy, now, of course, second-year Division I. Oakland City is adding this for football next year, but they actually have two different football teams now at Quincy University.
Interesting. I was not aware. That sounds like pretty cool concept.
Now, I'm not going to lie. The last time I was 187 pounds was about 16 years of age, so I wouldn't exactly qualify for sprint football. But I'm happy that opportunity is out there.
Well, and especially there are a lot of people that would love to play football that
don't have that size, exactly.
That don't, just physically weren't gifted with the size that, especially scholarship level players are going to have.
Broussard on to kick this ball away. Again, Gillum is the returner on the near side, and again, the ball has hit his way, but Broussard absolutely bombs that one. It has a strong wind behind him this third quarter, and the Hounds will take over at the 25-yard line. And again, we have sung the praises of what UIndy has done in all three phases. Anything change about what they do offensively here in half number 2?
I would expect that if anything changes, what's going to change is when they snap the ball. You know, if we could see the play clock right now, 22, 21, 20, I would expect with a 32-point lead that this ball is not going to be snapped until there are less than 7 seconds most plays, unless they just feel like they have an advantage and they're going to try and snap it quicker than that.
So Conklin, play clock is at 6. Takes the handoff, Buchanan. Feels some pressure. Can run if he wants to, and just will toss this out of bounds. Bentley was the only player on that side of the field. Good pressure was being applied that time by Rhodes. Second time we have called his name tonight for Quincy. It'll be second down for Conklin, just his third incompletion of the game.
Well, and smart play there. His initial look was to his left, and Quincy dropped. You can kind of see, again, it's hard to see the number, but he's just kind of standing in the left flat. I think what Conklin thought initially was that he was going to attack the line of scrimmage. He dropped back, and then so that took his initial read away. The secondary read didn't come open. He threw it away.
Buchanan on the carry. He had 7 for 47 and 2 touches in the first half. He picks up 11, and the Greyhounds pick up another first down. That is 16 first downs for UIndy on 31 offensive snaps.
It's pretty efficient.
First and 10. Gillum, the man in motion. Fake the handoff on the counter. Conklin looking for the downs, looking for Alonzo Derrick, and it's poked away, but it will be a 15-yard penalty. Again, in the NFL, that'd be a 50-yard penalty, but in college football, it is 15. Defensive back got there just a tick early. 15 yards and a first down for the Greyhounds.
It was a combination of he's playing catch-up. Alonzo Derrick's got him beat, and the wind kind of held that ball up just at the last minute.
It did, yep.
And so the combination of the two things led the defensive back into running into Alonzo Derrick.
Now the ball will cross the 50-yard line by way of the penalty. By the way, from a penalty perspective, that is the 4th flag against Quincy. UIndy with 3 so far in the contest.
Another place where the game has been fairly balanced.
Caney in for this play. Young man from North Decatur High School. Handoff goes Buchanan. Bounces it outside, continues to go, but whatever effort he puts in here will all be for naught because 2 different flags were thrown. We have a Quincy player down at the end of the play. That is Chappell, who is the injured player, but this is going to be a hold or a block in the back against the Greyhounds.
I think they're going to get Ryan Ritchie. He was the guy that
Ritchie, 6'4", 314 sophomore from O'Fallon, Illinois.
He secured the edge, but he did so in a manner
that's deemed to be illegal.
His right hand, I believe, was in the middle of the back of the defensive lineman, and those are the ones that are going to get called every time.
Well, we saw the Hounds spring a play for 60-plus yards on 2nd and 19 towards the end. And
we have a similar look right now.
So 1st and 20. Bennett in as the setback. Fake the handoff. On the out. Solid pickup by Ransom. Let's see where he'll be marked as stepping out of bounds. It is not until he gets to the 44-yard line. That is a casual pickup of 15 yards, and it's 2nd and 5.
Yeah, really nice job. Just, again, a simple throw. The play fake. Corner's biting and bailing out of there, and the play fake holds that guy that I pointed out. It's number 40, looks like number 42. The play fake holds him just long enough to throw the ball into the flat, and it turns into 15 yards.
Handoff goes to Bennett. Bennett just kind of pushes his offensive lineman in front of him. It's exactly how you're supposed to do it. As Bennett ventures outside, picks up 8 yards, and picks up a Greyhound first down.
Again, that's Kednall Alexis. The left guard, they block down, and he pulls and leads. Bennett gets his hand on his back and just waits for him to pick off that last defender so that he can pick up the first down.
So ball at the 36-yard line. Already a couple of minutes off the clock here in the third quarter. Hounds have been dominant. Buchanan out of the backfield. Conkling all day and overthrows Caney. Logan Caney was the target. You saw something there, Dave. What did you see?
Well, I saw Caney. So they ran the rail route with Buchanan, and they take him from his backfield position. They run him up the numbers, trying to clear that side, and then they've got a shallow drag, and Caney's running a dig route behind that, and he's going to come open just outside the hash. Just a little too much air on the ball and overshoots it, but that's where the ball should have gone.
Well, 2nd and 10. Conkling as many incompletions on this drive as he had the entire first half. Hand off to Bennett again. Bennett finds a seam. Bennett taken down, I think about a yard shy of the first down marker. He'll get 9. That sets up 3rd and a yard.
So there they go again, where they're going to block down and pull Austin Keel, and Austin Keel, the center, becomes the lead blocker, running that play probably to a shade technique to his right so that the right guard can block down, and it allows him to lead out into the front side and pick up 9 yards for Lenny Bennett.
Bennett had 25 carries coming in on the season before tonight's game, over 100 yards rushing. You would think you're in 4-down territory here if you don't pick up the first down on 3rd and a yard.
Yeah, this is kind of no man's land when it comes to the kicker and the wind.
Handoff goes to Bennett, first down and more, and just tripped up, was starting to have visions of the end zone before the safety came up and got him. Gain of 11 on the play, first down UIndy.
Look at Kednall Alexis work right there. Really nice job. You can see the UIndy offensive line is beginning to really kind of wear on this defensive line now that we're into the second half.
You and I have been so fortunate these last 10 years to see so many scenarios like this where the Hounds have had a big lead in the second half and just 4-minute drill, just ground and pound, and you're seeing it here after Bennett takes it inside the red zone. We'll give Bennett the ball again. Bennett this time is met in the backfield. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Good play by the Hawks. Made that time by Peyton Plunkett.
Transfer from Northwest Missouri State.
Now, you would think Peyton Plunkett would be a quarterback.
Yeah, with first and last name.
Maybe he was in high school. Linebacker now.
Perhaps, but obviously I'm going to guess his parents were football fans.
Perhaps. 2nd and 11. Isolation for Bentley down low. Conkling looks the other way. Still looking. Avoids one man, but not the second. Ball comes out. I think Quincy's got it. Could be the first turnover committed by UIndy. And it is Quincy football. So the sack and the fumble, and Quincy stymies this opening drive for UIndy. It takes nearly 5 minutes off the clock.
So, I mean, he gets away from one, and yeah, that ball's definitely out.
The man that caused the fumble, Brandon Granger, the oncoming defensive lineman. So after 3 first-half turnovers by Quincy, first one of the game goes against UIndy. Just the second time they have had a possession come up empty tonight.
I really thought, just based on the pre-snap defensive alignment, that Conkling would have come back to the short side of the field to Bentley, like you noted him being singled up.
Harris out in the flat, dropped. Well, partner, I noted that because you were pointing right at him. Usually in the years we have done these games, if I see you pointing a receiver, I go, probably there's a good chance the ball's going that direction. And 2nd and 10.
A lot of times you historically they've put a guy in that position that's the intent, and they're doing some different things this year with Alonzo Derrick and trying to move him around a little bit. But I like the matchup with Frank Bentley on that last play.
Harris makes the catch, and then he is snared by Cavante Houston. And both players kind of got a rough end of that one. Houston is down. It is a gain of 6, but the training staff will have to come out and check on this one.
One makes a really nice tackle here.
Well, Houston now is jogging off under his own power. And the receiver again, and Sullivan was slow to get up too. 3rd down and 4, and I would imagine we'd see Houston back in short order.
Yeah, sometimes, they get the stinger and
Absolutely.
The pain shoots down the arm, and they go over and check their strength, and if they pass their tests, they're right back in the game.
Houston 7 tackles so far in this game. 3rd down and 4. Harris, pressure, plowed over. No escape route that time, and once again, it's Kiave Guerriere.
The years that Coach Bartolomeo was in charge, not a whole lot of blitzing going on.
Right.
Since Coach Keevers has taken over and Coach Cooper's come in, you see a lot more aggressive 3rd down defense like that, and bringing those linebackers on the blitzes.
Another fantastic punt. Again, the sidewinder with the wind behind. As that ball was booted officially from the 28-yard line, goes all the way down to the opposing 22. So a 50-yard boot with no return, no points at the turnovers for Quincy, and UIndy has it. Tonight's game is presented in part by IMCU. Proud to support the University of Indianapolis and their athletic program. And they've got a free UIndy debit card with a free checking account and e-statements. Get your UIndy debit card today and show your school spirit. Visit any IMCU branch or sign up online now at imcu.com. Membership savings required. Federally insured by the NCUA. It is Porter that is the tailback. And no Toronto Clinton tonight for UIndy, the school's all-time leader in both rushing yards and touchdowns. He has got over 50 touchdowns on his career this season. Porter, just a yard. And again, Torrey is a young man that we think is going to be in somebody's training camp coming up in the spring into the preseason. And we think potentially a young man that has a chance to be playing Sunday football at this time a year from now.
I remember, especially early in the season during the preseason camp, it seems like the Twitter feed was mentioning different NFL teams daily.
And they're still coming too. Fake the handoff. Conkling rolls, looks, leads. Ethan Hand will have a first down. Knocked sideways at the 35-yard line. Ethan Hand had 1 catch on the season coming in. He can add to that total now.
That's a really nice throw by Conkling. I mean, it's designed bootleg action. You see him chip the defensive end who turns and chases him, and Hand's able to get separation from number 91, the defensive end, Brandon Granger, but just a really nice throw to put it right out in front of him, let him go get it, and turn it into a first down catch.
Hounds are starting to work in some of their twos offensively now, maybe through the 3rd quarter. Heltzley out there, Jeremiah Lee, John Eineman, and to get some snaps as well. Porter, nice jump cut to the side, picks up 4 yards, and frankly, 4 yards at a time is A-OK by Chris Keever's clock at this point with 7.5 minutes left to play here in the 3rd quarter.
And this is one of those, there are times as you're calling plays and you get yourself in a rhythm and you're trying to control the clock, but at the same time, you know offensively you're getting in a rhythm, and then all of a sudden somebody over the headset says, hey, slow down. And you're like, oh, yeah, because you're just trying to milk a little clock.
Give the handoff to Gillum on the jet sweep, cuts back, runs through a tackle, picks up 2, maybe 3. It'll be 3rd down and 3. Again, Marquez, a freshman from Reynoldsburg, Ohio. And one of the things that you hear on this UIndy roster, obviously a lot of players from this area, but you get so many from St. Louis, suburban Chicago, northern Kentucky, the state of Ohio. This is really, an entire recruiting path of the Midwest that Chris Keevers and company have carved out over these years.
Yeah, they're doing a really nice job of finding people, obviously, that are talented football players, but also that fit the mold of who they're looking for as people.
Blitz coming. Conkling had his man, just underthrew it. Derek was the target, and here comes the punt team on, and Zoller in for just the second time tonight.
Nice job of avoiding the first rusher, and he located the receiver. He's got to take that one extra gather step and get something behind the throw.
Zoller from St. X in Louisville. Not the first kicker from St. X to kick for the Greyhounds. St. X, the alma mater of former Indianapolis Colt Will Wolford. In fact, Will was the former football coach at St. X. Zoller's kick. Again, the wind will knock it down. Kick will go out of bounds, and Quincy will take over in the neighborhood of their own 25-yard line. Fans, you can help UIndy Athletics continue to succeed by giving the Greyhound Club. Your support enables us to compete at the highest level. Please visit getinvolved.uindy.edu/Greyhound Club-give to make your gift today. And every time I read that line, I just want to go, I know Matt Donovan's cell phone number. I should simply give it out. And if you want to donate money, call Matt at this number. I'll find a more compacted read next week, or I'll be giving out Matt's phone number. One of the two. 1st and 10. Handoff, and nowhere to go.
See if anybody mentions that to Matt.
I'll probably get a text in about 5 minutes. Jacob Jones with the tackle. No gain that time for Lee. Jacob Jones, the 6th-year senior from London, Ohio. I want to thank Ryan Thorpe for all his hard work in making our broadcast possible, the head of sports information here at the University of Indianapolis. On the high snap. Fake the handoff. Harris throws, has a man, defender slip. This could be a big play. Running down the middle of the field, trying to cut it back. That's Ruiz. He is taken down at the 24-yard line. That is a gain of 51 for the Hawks.
It's the exact same play that Alonzo Derrick got 68 on. Use the ball in the running back's stomach to hold the linebackers. He runs up to the toes, essentially, of that field safety.
And look at the man in the end zone. He dropped it. Oh, my goodness. Great 1-2 punch that time. And simply put, Jalen Lawrence with a touchdown slipped through his hand. 2nd down.
Well, and there we see that Cavante back in the game. Cavante Houston comes back in the game.
How about this? 4 wide to one side. You do not see that formation hardly ever. Now they'll motion a man through the formation. Harris again looking and has a man. Touchdown. That's pretty. Wisniewski on the touchdown grab. You wouldn't say the Hawks are back in it, but again, they have done this throughout the game. They have moved the football on a regular basis.
Nice cross action out of the vertical route concept. That's the tight end, and now instead of him running up the near side hash, he's going to go out to the field hash, and the number 2 receiver that ran over late runs the crossing route to the boundary hash after the motion with the jet motion. That's pretty good play design right there by Quincy, especially UIndy in the man coverage. They get a guy picked off, and the tight end's up the hash for a touchdown.
So 42-17, and Wisniewski had the fumble recovery for the earlier touchdown for Quincy as well. So the first touchdown of conventional means of this game by the Hawks. And really for Quincy, this game is going to be, coulda, woulda, shoulda, what might have been. Again, a kickoff return touchdown allowed and 3 turnovers, 2 of them inside of their own 35-yard line that altered the course of this football game.
Yes, absolutely. And, but right now, I'm looking down onto the sideline, and offensive coordinator, offensive line coach Brad Wilson is, I'm sure, chomping at the bit to put together a point-producing drive for UIndy to answer this score.
Just to cement this game away at this point. And if you look at this UIndy resume, impressive wins, for example, road wins at places that you lost to teams at home last year. and Ohio Dominican and Tiffin. But kind of those other scores last year that somewhat ballooned as this kickoff reached the end zone. In other words, the victories against Quincy and Southwest Baptist and to a lesser degree McHenry, not as lopsided, say, as they were a year ago, but all wins nonetheless. So Hounds will start this drive at the 25-yard line. One drive ended on a sack and fumble. Other one ended in a punt. And the Hounds with the ball in the far hash.
As many offenses with right-handed quarterbacks do, prefer that ball over there on that left hash.
Three wide receiver formation. Lee and Derrick near side, Bentley top side, and Buchanan is the setback. Conklin looks, finds his man Derrick, catches, spins away from tackler one, tackler two, and taken down a yard shy of the first down marker. Alonzo Derrick, his 6th catch of the night.
Yeah, just taking advantage of a pretty easy first down look. He pushes himself vertically and then sits in a little window. And tight end running an arrow, a flat route, cleared out the Sam linebacker and made a pretty clean window for Conklin to throw the ball.
Derrick played at the current #1 team in Class 5A, Fort Wayne Snyder. Played for Kurt Tipman as his high school head coach. Hand off Buchanan, first down, crosses the 50. Knocks over Alonzo Derrick, still going, and a late flag, but again, a flag that will not affect the consequence of the play in terms of first down. It'll shave about 10 yards off of it, but still give Buchanan about 25 yards for the effort and a Greyhound first down.
Yeah, I'm afraid he's hurt.
Right.
They're going to call the block in the back right there.
So a blindside block called against UIndy. So the original carry was for 27 yards. Took the ball to the 39-yard line. Now you will then bring it back 15 yards from that spot. There's an injured player on the field, hence the reason for the timeout. It's a Quincy defender who is down behind the play. This will bring the ball back to the other side of the 50, but it'll still be a Greyhound first down. The injured player for the Hawks is Peyton Plunkett.
Yeah, I think that's a really tough penalty. You got a guy playing hard downfield with a running back who's spinning out of a tackle. Are you supposed to go patty cake it? I mean, and I understand it's player safety, but at a certain point, when does player safety disrupt the integrity of the game?
So ball at the 46-yard line. Porter will be the setback on this play. In and trying to place Torrey Clinton. The Hounds have used 3 different running backs in tonight's game. In total, 6 different players have recorded a carry tonight. Out in the flat, little flare. That's Derrick. In a 25-point game, says, you know what, I'll take 5 yards and I'll hop out of bounds.
Well, and especially with the way things work right now and the rules that if he steps out of bounds, they're going to continue to run the clock.
Right.
So there's one that is a player safety issue as well. He steps out of bounds, the clock keeps running. He gave himself up. So,
2nd and 5. Handoff goes to Porter, and Porter into the mix, and there's nothing there. Credit Porter for a second effort to get at least a yard. It'll be 3rd down and 4. Again, Porter originally from St. Louis, Missouri. Transfer from Missouri State, but is just a sophomore.
This is a big play here for UIndy. I really like that play where they ran. I mean, they're running the bootleg that they ran to Ethan Hand, but they're doing it with Derrick with that motion and then get him into the flat and just basically trying to get a faster guy out there, right?
Well, I think safe to say Quincy's showing blitz here. Amount of players that are at the line of scrimmage on 3rd and 4. And they bring it. Conklin throws it, Catch made, first down. Just kind of threw the hot route, knowing that Derek would have man-on-man coverage. He'll cross the line to gain at the 44, down to the 40-yard line. First down, UIndy.
Yeah, it's a nice throw by Christian Conkling, and a really nice route by Derek. Again, his job there, he's going to run until he gets that defensive back to just turn his hips a little bit. As soon as he does, it's a timing thing that they have to work on in practice, and Conkling throws at the precise time that Derek's turning around.
Hand off on the counter to Buchanan. He is dropped by the line of scrimmage. Loss of 1 on the play. First person off the pile of the tackle, Jackson Cannell. Hometown product from Quincy and Quincy Notre Dame High School.
Quincy's just daring UIndy to continue throwing
right
little routes into the flat. And
if I'm down 25, I'm sitting on the run game as well, so that makes a ton of sense. 2nd and 11.
Now, the flip side of that is if Jaquan Buchanan pops one, he's going to take it all the way to the end zone.
This is UIndy's equivalent of the full house backfield. Hand off Buchanan. You were saying safety had to make a tackle, or that would have scored. First down, UIndy after a gain of 16.
So you mentioned the full house, the little different formation where they've got the bunch over here to the right. And now what they're doing, rather than pulling a guard, now that you've got the 2 tight ends in the backfield, now that becomes you block everything down, kick with the first tight end, and the second tight end leads up and creates a nice hole for Buchanan.
Zach Clark got ahead of that play as well from his right yard position for the Hounds. Fake the handoff, pressure coming. Ball thrown in the flat, and nobody was there. Well schemed up by Quincy. And Hounds have not scored here in this quarter. Quincy does have 1 touchdown since the break, but clearly a lot more work to do. It's still a 4-score game with 16 minutes remaining.
I kind of thought they were trying to get to a screen pass there. Obviously not as far as Conkling threw the ball down the field.
Again, Quincy hinting at a blitz. They'll bring Lee across the formation. Conkling never got the snap properly, and will simply have to eat that one. A loss of 5 on the play.
I think that was my screen.
3rd and 15.
Doggone it.
Conkling hop right back up. Again, you would think 4-down territory.
If they get it to the 20 here, they might try and kick it.
See exactly just how long their field goal game would be. Good live fire operation for the special teams unit. Conkling throws. Catch made. That's Caney that's got it. The young man from North Decatur. His high school team won their sectional opener against a good tri-squad last night. And if we could rewind the tape, the Hounds got the football to the 20-yard line. They're going to try to kick it, but this can also wait until they get the win behind them to start the 4th quarter. And that is exactly how this is going to play out, because we have hit triple zeros on the board. We are entertainers and soothsayers on this broadcast. 42-17, Greyhounds in front. Hawks trailing UIndy by 25. 4th quarter action comes your way next on ISC, the GLVC Sports Network, and Comcast 81.
At Aqua Systems, we believe in one simple idea, that it should be easy to get great water. That's why we provide a hassle-free sales process with money-back guarantees and the best warranties anywhere, all on equipment made in the USA. In fact, at Aqua Systems, we make it so easy to fix your home's water that 9 out of 10 people who shop with us buy from us. Contact Aqua Systems today. You'll love your water.
When medical care is needed, where will you turn? With Community's Connect to Care program, one call or click finds you the closest open appointment. Request a time yourself, or let us do it. From a primary care doctor or virtual visit, to a med check or community clinic at Walgreens. Just call or click. You can go right to our website or to me. Connect to Care from Community.
Colin Seymour on for the field goal. It would be of 37 yards. It'd be his long of the season. Length is not a problem. Neither is accuracy. That one is good. Seymour is now 7 of 11. He has tried 2 from 40 plus and missed them both. The freshman from Twin Lakes gets UIndy on the board for the first time in this half. 45-17 with 14:56 left to go in the game.
That's a good answer after the touchdown drive from Quincy to go, use clock, milk clock, get yourself into the fourth quarter, and then still put points on the board.
Greyhound fans can find tons of authentic UIndy sportswear, t-shirts, gameware, and giftware. And it's about gift season, folks. All at houndgear.com. It is the superstore for UIndy fanatics. Chris Keevers, he makes Dave and I feel young. There's somebody still here from our days on campus. Chris, of course, from John Marshall High School on the east side of Indianapolis. Finished his playing days at Purdue, was part of the staff that Joe Polizzi put together. He replaced the legendary Bill Bless here at the University of Indianapolis.
January of 1994.
Fair catch called for by the Hawks. They'll start this drive at the 25-yard line. It is a little-known fact that Mike Leach was amongst the candidates that interviewed for the job back when it was open at that time. People that are going to watch broadcast going, what? Yes, that is a fact that actually happened. Joe Polizzi was here for 17 years, did a fantastic job. And to show you the stability of UIndy football, there have been 4 football coaches here since 1969. Bill Bless, Joe Polizzi, Bob Bartolomeo, and now Chris Keevers. And Chris has been here for 29 of those seasons. Fake the handoff. Harris out in the flat looking for Wisniewski. Again, it was a well-designed play, just overthrew him a little bit. The concept stuff they do is really good at Quincy.
Yeah. And, Wisniewski is supposed to stay behind the line of scrimmage because they're going to make a crack block by that receiver who's going to make contact while the ball's in the air, but as long as it's caught behind the line of scrimmage, it's a legal play.
Harris looks, throws. Out in the flat, catch made, turns upfield, first down. Ruiz on the grab. He'll pick up 13, and Quincy will move the change yet again.
So that's Jalen Given into the game. Into the game. He was on our injury report, so he's come in after Houston was hurt.
Can fake the handoff, throw, catch is made, and once again Ruiz. And Ruiz will take this one down to the 36-yard line, and that is a gain of 26 yards.
And that play is just taking advantage of Michael Brown as the boundary safety being aggressive and working himself towards the line of scrimmage. Quarterback reads that. Tion Moore reads that and just throws the route that's replacing the safety's alignment.
Harris throwing the deep ball and finds his man again. Out in the flat. That is Sullivan that makes the grab inside the 10-yard line. And again, Quincy flying down the field. And they have done this, not just because they're down by 4 scores. They have played this way the entire game.
This is a heck of a throw right here.
Yep.
On the money, into the wind.
Harris looking for his second touchdown toss of this half. Late decision to hand it off. I don't think there was a good decision made that time because Honeyus and Dennison and others had broken free. It is a loss of 5 on the play. It's 2nd and goal from the 13-yard line.
Boy, I expected the ball to be thrown up there to the slot receiver to the wide side of the field.
Now Lee will vacate the backfield. Harris looks, fires, end zone. He got it, touchdown. He got a foot down, yes he did, touchdown. Wisniewski on the touchdown catch. He's got all 3 Quincy touchdowns, and it's a 3-score game with 13 minutes left to play.
Pretty good play design there that basically goad UIndy into man-to-man coverage by going to the empty backfield and then use the motion across to try and get the corner running with that wide receiver and then make that tight end versus safety matchup that they feel like they have the advantage.
Extra point try is up and good. We'll keep it right here. 45-24 now as they're scoring again. Let's repeat. This is a Quincy team that scored 63 in a win last week. Tonight's game presented in part by the Free Enterprise System. They are the official travel agency for Greyhound Athletics. The Free Enterprise System, anything else is just a bus ride. It might be that the offense is currently the best defense right now for UIndy.
I'm not sure. I think you can make an argument that there's a little bit of a pick play there, and I don't know if that's what Coach Keevers is asking about. Oh, that he didn't have control.
I would say that's a catch. Again, you have to have 1 foot down and not two. Like if you saw a separation, that ball kind of leaving his helmet, then I would say, yeah, that's probably a complete pass. But again, at that speed, without having the benefit of replay, I got zero problem with that call.
I agree. I think if you have replay, potentially it gets overturned, but that's not a reality here. So you understand that as a coach, and you move on and play the next play.
This kick, Gillum fields at the 6-yard line. Gillum has run one back tonight. He won't be running this one back. Great effort. He is taken down at the 21-yard line, and partner, you feel he made the wrong cut.
I think you see number 15 right there. I think that's Brayon Eddings, and Eddings is doing a really nice job. He's got his backside to Marquez, and he should have run inside of him, and he tries to take it and run outside of it where there's no leverage there. And Eddings is gonna he's making his job even harder.
So 4-minute drill time here for UIndy. And with that, it's a handoff to Buchanan. Buchanan makes the edge defender miss. Great open field tackle. I believe that's Chappell that made the play. Still a solid pickup of call it 5. And on second look, we have a defender that is down behind the play, hence the reason for the whistle. That was Brock Inman that made the tackle for the Hawks. And the player that is in pain for Quincy is the guy we mentioned a couple of times in Brandon Granger, sophomore defensive lineman. And Quincy, as we said, came in at 4-3. And again, not in the done and dusted column just yet, but looking in UIndy's favor here. Potentially knocks Quincy out of the race in terms of winning the conference. They have Truman, the other undefeated team in league play, coming up next week. But if they can get wins at Southwest Baptist and at home to William Jewell, which I think is certainly possible, a winning season, that's a big deal for this football program.
I concur, and just I ran down at halftime to the restroom, and their coaches, I could see both the offensive and defensive staffs meeting, and you just got a sense that there was no quit in them at halftime, and you're seeing that right now. You know, the past two drives, they're quickly putting points on the board.
Bennett this time is a setback next to Conklin. Caney, the player that will motion across the formation. Conklin looks, nowhere to go. It'll be a sack. He'll lose yardage. Loss of 5, 3rd down and 11.
Well, I thought just watching the coverage, I thought he had Alonzo Derrick. Obviously, the rush, you just saw on the screen right there, Derrick was looking at the safety saying, I had you. Yeah, the rush just gets too deep for him to step into the throw, and rather than make a bad decision, he takes the sack and lets the clock keep running.
3rd sack of the game for Quincy. So 3rd down and 11. Conklin throws, Lee, knocked away. And now UIndy have to punt the ball away, and Quincy's going to get it back and a chance to make this a 2-score game. This one's not done just yet.
I have a feeling when they come over to the sideline, they're going to talk to him about getting the ball to Alonzo Derrick on the shallow cross. He short motioned in, and then he ran underneath, and they were running that play where they've got a post, and then the intermediate out, 12 to 15-yard out with Derrick coming late, and there was no one around Alonzo Derrick. He catches that ball and turns up for a first down.
Zoller to boot this ball away. Again, has the wind at his back. End over end kick. Fair catch made by Ruiz at the 46-yard line. Just a 34-yard punt. UIndy leaving the door open just a little bit here with 11:56 left to go in the game.
Well, in the least, what they're doing is they're creating a little more pressure for themselves than was necessary.
And again, going at a fast tempo is not a problem for Quincy. They have shown that throughout the course of this game. And the young man sitting your screen in Wisniewski, he has all 3 touchdowns tonight for Quincy. Hounds walk a 5th defender to the line of scrimmage. That's what they bring. Harris again looking for the deep ball, has a man in stride, and he dropped it. That is the second big drop by a Quincy receiver tonight, Anik McKenzie. I'm not sure would have had a touchdown, but he'd have had the ball inside the 10-yard line.
What, and just judging, I was watching the pass rush on the monitor here, and when I looked and saw the receiver running wide open, you can tell that there's zone coverage there, and it's like Mavungu and Michael Brown are looking at each other like, I thought you were going to be there.
Catch is made out in the flat. Ruiz dives. He'll be short of the first down marker. He will step out of bounds at the 46-yard line, so a gain of 8. It'll be 3rd down and 2. Quincy has outscored UIndy 14-3 here in the second half. 42-10 at the break. Fake the handoff out in the flat. Catch made. Defender misses. First down, but a flag is thrown, and that was an Olympic-level flag throw. That thing went 30 yards in the air. And this, you would think, could be
some type of holding.
Right. I don't think it's lineman downfield because I think the pass was right around the line of scrimmage or within kind of that courtesy area that tends to be given. So let's see exactly how this one is going to play out. As of now, it's a gain of 10 for a first down.
Maybe. When he reverses field from the flat back inside, a block in the back.
Yep. And maybe a block in the back almost from the end of the play, kind of where they are standing now.
Which would march it back.
There you see the explanation. In other words, because the ball was caught at the line of scrimmage, you can block downfield, and hence reason it's waved off.
And they did that out of the tight bunch formation. Again, you alluded to it in the last series. They do some stuff that is really good offense, and something you would expect with a 3-year starter at quarterback.
So 10-yard pickup, first down. Fake the handoff, throw, catch made, first down again. Right in front of the defender. That's Sullivan. He'll pick up a gain of 17 to the 24-yard line.
And they're just running that inside glance route where he's taking 5 steps and then breaking the slant across the face of the safety with the ball in the stomach of the running back. It freezes linebackers and creates a nice window to throw the ball.
This time an empty set in the backfield, so 5 in the pattern. Harris throws the deep ball and incomplete, but there was contact there with Schulte in coverage. That'll be half the distance to the goal, and first down coming up for Quincy.
I think if Schulte looks back and tries to find the football, I don't think he gets the fact that he never really tried to find the ball and then made contact made the decision pretty easy for the back judge.
And we also showed in that replay there may have been a hold that was missed there on the oncoming blitzer. The ball will move down to the 9-yard line. So first and goal for the Hawks. Last time the score was potentially as close was 21-10. With the clock being stopped, Quincy will take a little more time to get set on this play. Lee is the back to the left of Tion Harris. Fake the handoff, hit as he throws, and Brown read it and just couldn't get to it. Because of the oncoming pressure, Harris threw a duck, and Brown couldn't make his second pick of the night.
They ran the RPO again where they're reading Michael Brown, and when he started to play the run, they're pulling it out and trying to throw it right where he originated.
Second and goal. Just 4 seconds came off the clock on that snap. Harris in the flat. Lee, Schulte kept him in bounds. It sends him flying backwards. A gain of a yard or two. That'll be third down and goal.
I think if he had a little more patience, he was going to get one of his guys over the middle.
Again, obviously it's 4 down territory, down by 3 touchdowns. So you've got 2 plays to pick up 7 yards here if you're the Hawks. Harris, 2 touchdown passes since halftime. Blitz coming. Harris throws, and he's got it. Touchdown. Ruiz, the touchdown grab. And the Hawks are within 2 scores.
That's a heck of a throw. I mean, that's, and now we get our sideline.
Chris Keevers has been working on that one for a while.
He's just throwing this to the front pylon.
And again, I think you can see why, because that was the second time on the drive that it appeared that Aaron Barnett was being impeded on his progress, the quarterback, in a way that should have drawn a flag. So 15 yards added onto the kickoff. You wonder if you're Quincy, do you think maybe about going for the onside on the next kickoff just because of the field position in which you're in? Low pass back to the holder, but extra point is up and good. Tonight's game presented in part by Gordon Flesh. The Gordon Flesh, business technology managed. Please visit at gflesh.com.
And coach is still pleading his case.
He's been in the ear of our officiating crew a good amount over the course of the last couple of drives. And again, so we've had him on replay that I think there's been a couple of holds that have been missed. But at the same time, credit Quincy. They have played fantastically well to make this a 2-score game here in the fourth quarter. And again, they will kick this ball off from the 40. And again, in high school football, on one of those 15-yard penalties, when you go from the 40 to the plus 45, it's almost an automatic go. And UIndy has their hands team out there thinking that Quincy might go short here.
Because more than likely, he's going to knock it into the end zone. So, or if he doesn't, you fair catch it and you got the ball on the 25.
Right. Even more reason to try it here. Let's go ahead and pad the stats. So, 25-yard line is where UIndy will start. Now, again, to Quincy's credit on that call, their defense has made now 3 consecutive stops against UIndy, too.
We talked in the first half. UIndy gets the 2 turnovers, short field, turns them into touchdowns.
Right.
Execution.
Difference in the game.
Now you come back and you take advantage of the opportunities presented. Stop. UIndy starts half of the ball. They get a stop. They go score. UIndy gets a field goal. Go score. Stop. Score. And offensively, they are clicking right now. So what Coach Cooper, I'm sure, is over there talking about. I mean, they're drawing stuff up on the board, but he's trying to figure out how to disrupt the momentum that they have right now.
And now UIndy will take a timeout. So there is some discombobulation right now for the Greyhounds. Quincy has outscored the Greyhounds 21-3 since halftime. It was 42-10 to start the third quarter. But Quincy has continued to battle. And if they get a stop here, look out. This is a ball game with 10 minutes left to play.
So right now, Brad Wilson, offensive coordinator, offensive line coach, Michael Engel, passing game, quarterback coach, they want 2 first downs.
Yep.
Let's get 2 first downs. Let's get this clock down under 8 minutes and that ball out there near midfield. And then see what presents itself schematically. But right now, I think that's why the timeout's called, is they didn't like the look that they saw based on the play they had drawn up, and they're trying to put themselves in a 4-yard play right here. They need 4 yards right here. Keep themselves on schedule.
It's a 3 wide receiver set. Just 5 in the box here for Quincy. And with that, a handoff to Buchanan. Buchanan didn't get much, got a couple. Good run support by the linebackers. They were playing a little further back, but came up in run support, and it's 2nd and long.
And it is kind of unconventional. We're the will linebacker technically in this set where he's aligning himself, but where he's aligning himself is he's able to read what's going on and then present himself in places where if he was in his traditional alignment, I think, so you see him right there starting to bounce inside.
Pass is tipped and picked off, and that's going to be a score, and this is a 1-score game. Jackson Cannell read the play, makes the pick, and Quincy has now outscored UIndy 27-3 in the second half.
And he's the guy that is really giving UIndy fits because they can't get to him in the blockings in their blocking schemes when they run the ball to the wide side of the field. And they're having trouble when they run right at him as well. So
on the extra point try, kick is up and good. 45-38.
And the thing is not even a minute went off the clock there. We're talking about getting 2 first downs to get to midfield and interception for a touchdown.
How tough is it to switch it back on, so to speak, if you're UIndy?
Well, it would be a lot easier if you knew number 8 was in the backfield.
Of course.
And that's not a knock on Jaquan Buchanan. I think he's played a really good game. But Toriano Clinton is a game changer at running back. Or let's say you don't have Toriano Clinton, the guy that won the job through spring ball and summer camp at quarterback, okay, we'll put the game on his shoulders. So now you're trying to flip the switch and at the same time know that you're doing it with the backup. So the field position, now they're going to pop it up. Good play.
Short kick. Hand will field at the 30-yard line, and that's where the Greyhounds will start this drive again. These two teams did not play until Quincy became a football conference rival. These two schools have been part of the GLVC together since 1995, but Quincy played football at the NAIA level until the GLVC began playing football a little more than 10 years ago as Coach Keever's trying to fire up his guys on the sidelines. Quincy has beaten UIndy one time. It was in Quincy in a 2016 season that saw the Hounds finish 6-5. Quincy has given themselves a chance. They once trailed by 32.
Trying to get the ball to number 5 right here.
Throwing the deep ball, that's number 5, and just off of his hands.
I love everything about that call. That is what they should have done. Now, okay, didn't work. Now you got 2 downs to get 10 yards. I think he reached for it just one step too soon. If he keeps pumping those arms for one more stride.
Partner in a game 2 weeks ago where a team got up 28-0 and lost 29-28. We're of a similar ilk here. 2nd and 10. Handoff Buchanan. Buchanan able to tightrope the sideline, and how far exactly did he get?
I don't know, but I think Chris Keever's in the ear of the official just saved a hold on Ethan Hand.
Yeah, that was a hold too. Again, I think the crew missed a couple of holds on the last Quincy scoring drive when we had them on replay, but that too probably should have been a hold against UIndy. So 3rd down and 2.
But that's the way to deal with that Will linebacker and his alignment is to run at him.
Hand off Buchanan. Buchanan tripped up. He's short. You go for it here if you're UIndy. Because it is at the 40-yard line. You are inside of the 39. It is 4th and a foot if you're the Greyhounds.
I think you go.
I'd agree too.
Right now, offensively, they are in a really, really good rhythm.
But looks like it's the punt team.
All right, so he's putting faith in Coach Cooper and the defense. He's a defensive-minded coach. I would have made a different decision, but let's see how this turns out.
Zoller will kick it away. Ruiz will field back at the 23-yard line. So the Hawks now have 77 yards, potentially tie this game with all kinds of time, with 7:57 left to go in the contest. The last 3 drives for Quincy have all resulted in touchdowns. And they got a defensive score to boot. Harris looks, throws in the flat, and it is dropped. And again, Harris has put up some big numbers, but he has had receivers drop a touchdown pass. He's had a receiver drop a ball inside the 10. That one would not have been as big of a gain, but it would have been a gain nonetheless.
No, but that receiver had leverage on Kevontae Houston. You know, he was going to be able to get outside of him. Kevontae was going to have to trail tackle him. It would have been a first down.
And that would have been it's the second drop for Anik McKenzie tonight. It is the handoff. We have not seen many of those for Quincy. Understandably so, given what the margin this game has been. It's almost a play to keep the defense honest as Lee picks up 3.
UIndy went nickel there. They brought Raudebush and Kevontae Houston in.
Line to gain is just past the 33.
So they're nickel again.
3rd down. Harris looks for the deep ball into double coverage. And is it ripped away by UIndy? Is it incomplete? Is it a catch? Let's see.
I think it's a catch.
I think it's a catch. Quincy's got it at the 30-yard line. UIndy is saying, hey, wait a minute. It was dual possession. They thought they had the football. But looks like they're going to give it to the Hawks. First down at the 30-yard line. That is a gain of 43.
And he's running slot fade, and he's splitting the corner.
Harris,
and the safety over the
looks to throw, and catch is made by Quincy at the 19-yard line. Hawks pick up another 12 yards, another first down, and they're inside the red zone yet again. Less than 7 to play. Throw it out in the flat. Catch made. Defender makes the tackle. Clock will continue to run. That is Sullivan that makes the grab at the 11-yard line, a pickup of 8.
Great tackle by Kevontae Houston. Got to find the tight end here.
So 2nd and 2. They'll hand it off. That's good for the first down. Stop is made just past the 9-yard line, but now 1st and goal for Quincy. They'll say forward progress down to the 7-yard line as Lee was the ball carrier. So again, Quincy a chance to tie when they trailed this game 42-10. Harris throws an incomplete. One of the first errant throws he has made this half.
And I'm not sure that the receiver didn't I think he was throwing to a spot.
Correct.
And the receiver misread the defensive coverage.
So 2nd and goal. Blitz coming. Harris throws and picked off. Picked up by Mike Brown. Brown down the sideline. Has a caravan of blockers. Oh. Brown, well, it's not going to count as a touchdown. It is a block in the back. However, it will be an interception, and the ball to UIndy at the 50-yard line.
But Aaron Barnett he did it once, and the quarterback didn't go down, and then he just hit him dead in the middle of the back right in front of the official.
Correct. So, wave off the touchdown, but it is a post-possession foul. Brown, the former North Central star, with his 2nd pick of the game. What a camera angle. Watching Brown look all the way down the field. But again, it happened off camera, but it was a clear and obvious block in the back right there. Great job by our ISC crew to show it to you. Without doubt, that is a penalty. 1st down UIndy at midfield.
All right. Let's go back to let's get 2 first downs. Actually, let's get the first down.
UIndy defense did their job. They got the stop. Harris's 2nd pick of the night, 4th Quincy turnover. Again, the margin on turnovers right now is 2 for UIndy. They've committed 2, Quincy's committed 4. Handoff goes to Buchanan, and Buchanan gets a yard at most. UIndy offense, after moving the ball at will, they averaged 10 yards a play in the first half. They have been stuck in neutral in half number 2.
Well, and they've been stuck in neutral from a lack of success on first down.
Bentley will be lined up near side. Lee and Derrick to the top side of the formation. Handoff, Buchanan bounces it out right side, cuts it back. Buchanan runs out of a tackle. Buchanan running through tacklers. Buchanan still going and down inside the 5-yard line.
You know who he looked like right there?
Looked a lot like number 8, didn't he?
Oh my goodness. The great cut right at the line of scrimmage. See a great cut right here against 27. Boom. Run out of a big hit and tackle right there, and then cut it back. Where are my blockers? I'm not going to run in a straight line. That's a fantastic effort by Jaquan Buchanan.
50 yards on the carry. Buchanan had 30 yards rushing on the season coming into tonight's game. He's got 3 first-half touchdowns. Maybe a chance to get a put-away touchdown here. He gets the handoff. Tripped up in the backfield. Keeps the legs churning. Pyle moves him forward. He's down. He's down inside the 1-yard line. Frankly, taking a little extra time to score is not a bad thing for UIndy.
Not at all.
But you just have to finish it off and score. The reason for the whistle is a Quincy player lost his helmet, so he's got to go out for a play. That's the reason for the momentary pause. 2nd and goal inside the 1-yard line. Play clock will reset here because of that, which frankly means UIndy can take some more time now as the clock will roll.
Goes.
Yep. And so to the Greyhounds, frankly, you don't want to get set for a while. You want to let this continue to move.
And to a certain extent, I mean, you allow the defense to catch your breath, but there's nothing wrong with the big guys taking a breather either.
Buchanan on the right side of Conklin. McNeilis lines up his extra blocker left side. Handoff Buchanan, and Buchanan scores it. 4 touchdown night for Jaquan Buchanan. Given how Quincy has moved the football, I'm not sure this is done yet. 51-38 Greyhounds, extra point pending.
Yeah, just a really nice job up front. There you see Zach Clark. When your right guard is 2 yards into the end zone with a defender on the ground, that's pretty good push by the interior 3, the 2 guards, Kendall Alexis, Austin Keel, and Zach Clark. Nice job by the UIndy offensive line.
Buchanan north of 150 yards rushing in tonight's game. Snap back. Seymour's kick is up and good. So 52-38. And importantly for Quincy, they got all 3 timeouts remaining with 3:41 left to go. But again, the future is bright at the running back position. And think of the run the last, say, 6 or 7 years this program has been on. To go from McKellar to Clinton to Buchanan, what he is shaping up to be with 2 more years left to play here at UIndy after this one.
I could not agree more. And who's Jaquan Buchanan's biggest fan right now? Aaron Barnett.
Absolutely.
Because he got him 6 points that would have been off the board.
And a reminder, we'll have next week's UIndy football game as well here on ISC, Comcast 81 on the GLVC Sports Network, as the Miners of Missouri S&T make their way to Key Stadium. 6 o'clock coverage start time. And this kick will easily reach the end zone for a touchback. And if UIndy hangs on to win this one, they'll join Truman at 3-0 in league play. And those 2 teams will finish their season against one another here on November the 12th in an afternoon contest.
Teon Harris obviously wasn't probably highly recruited at 5'8", coming out of high school, but I think if there's not a guy named Toriano Clinton in the GLVC, he's going to be a front runner for Offensive Player of the Year.
Harris slings it, and what a grab. Diving effort by Ruiz. He'll pick up 13 yards and a Quincy first down. And Harris is junior. He's back next year too.
He's getting close to, I think, 50 attempts.
At least. Handoff, pickup of 4. Lee, the ball carrier. So 2nd down and 6. Again, this has been the tempo at which Quincy has played the entire game, so they're accustomed to this. Fake the handoff, throw in the flat, catch made, but a minimal gain. Houston on the tackle. It is a gain of 4, but every tackle made on the field of play is a win for UIndy, as we're down to 2:50 and counting left to go in this one.
Well, you can really tell. I should have noted this earlier. Every time that play ends, so this is to the field, and Cavante Houston makes a tackle. Watch it, he'll hop up and sprint to the other side because we're calling the strength by field and boundary. And you can tell that that's been a point of emphasis this week. As soon as the play ended, those guys are sprinting, knowing that that's the tempo that they're going to see from Quincy.
Cheatham picks up 3, does move the chains. Again, as soon as the chain gang is set, the clock will run. It's running now. 2:29 left to go in the contest. Quincy trailing by 2 scores. Hounds bring 4. Harris looks, throws, knocked away. Landry Mavungu timed it perfectly. That is his 3rd pass breakup of the game.
Well, but you can tell what their offense is. I mean, he's still, I think that's part of his timing mechanism.
Absolutely.
Is the play action. Rather than a drop back, it's like I'm putting the ball in the running back's stomach, and then that's how I'm going to set my feet to throw the pass.
Hounds again bring 4. Harris intercepted, hit as he threw it. Intercepted by Cavante Houston. 5th Quincy turnover, and that just might be the end of it.
That was a really well-designed blitz by Coach Cooper. You're getting your best player right there, Kiave Guerrier. Yeah, you're getting your best player on a stunt right through the B gap, and he goes untouched. I'm sure that Tion, his ribs are gonna be sore tomorrow morning.
Yeah, Kiave Guerrier absolutely pulverized him on that throw. But 3rd interception thrown by Harris. Frankly, that should not be a black mark against him for the way he has played in this game tonight. And we'll see how active Quincy is in using their timeouts, trying to give their offense at least one more shot. But frankly, you are a first down away from putting this one on ice if you're UIndy. Cannot speak highly enough of the effort Quincy made to get back in this game from trailing 42-10. Buchanan will pick up 8 yards. No timeout from the Hawks just yet, which means if you're UIndy, slow down.
Are they waiting to see if we get a first down, and then the next first down maybe burn
potentially
a timeout?
Or also acknowledging, hey, it's a 2-score game. Quarterback just took a
big hit,
pretty vicious hit, yeah.
We're going to keep him healthy for next week, potentially.
And again, they play the other heavy in the league in Truman coming up next Saturday. 2nd down and 2. Play clock is at 8, as you see on your screen. Stay tuned. We'll have a brief post-game show for you. Here on ISC, Comcast 81. Good hesitation by Buchanan. I think that's going to be enough to move the chains, and clock will stop as the chains move, but I've seen no indication that Quincy's going to stop it, and I think UIndy might be able to go into football's favorite formation, that of the victory variety.
It really was.
Well, again, tip your cap to Quincy. These games often have not been that close when these two teams have played. Again, QU beat the Hounds back in 2016. But clearly a program headed in the right direction. But the Hounds will go to 6-1. They'll stay tied atop the league at 3-0 with Truman. Bennett on the carry, and Bennett able to slide down just in time. And now we'll see Quincy start to use their timeouts. It'll be 2nd down and 6. And next up for the Hounds, they'll take on Missouri S&T. Same bat time, same bat channel where you can watch the game. The two of us will be back together again next Saturday night. And Hound fans, again, you'll want to check out the regional rankings that are released this week. That will truly give you an idea as to where the playoff picture shapes up for both UIndy as well as Truman. And a couple of years ago, that the conference got 2 playoff teams in when both UIndy and Lindenwood made the postseason. That was fall of 2019. And also reminded of both fan bases that we'll be producing the America's Crossroads Bowl on the ISC Sports Network for a 3rd consecutive year. Those of you watching on the GLVC Sports Network can also watch the game at the conference's official web portal. So 2nd down and 7. Bennett will get the handoff, and Bennett bounces up a couple of tackles. 40-yard line. Quincy will call their 2nd timeout. Kendall Alexis finished a block on a defensive back that time. Players on the wrong end of that was Brock Inman for Quincy.
Not understanding the timeouts. I don't know if something happened during the game.
So Alexis and Inman couldn't separate from one another. Kendall, the 4th-year man for the Greyhounds out of Lawrence North High School. We'll keep our post-game show as brief as we can, knowing that trying to get out of here as close to 9 o'clock as possible from a viewing standpoint. Let's thank our tremendous ISC Sports Network crew. Thank you to Vincent Morelez, Wes Wolf, Rob Lynch, Sheldon Wheeler, Eric Kinnett, and the rest of the gang producing tonight's contest. 3rd down and 1, and again, the first down pretty much ends it. Handoff goes to Bennett. Bennett has it, first down. And eventually, he'll go down at about the 35-yard line, and now a flag is thrown at the end of the game.
And then throw a flag.
I think something has transpired sideline to sideline, too.
Hence the reason why the timeouts are being used in this fashion.
I think so.
Number 76. That'll be a 15-yard penalty. First down.
So 15-yard penalty, but a first down against you, first down for UIndy. Back to the 50-yard line.
Second person always gets caught. Second person always gets caught.
Quincy can stop it one more time with 24 seconds left to go in the game.
They're trying to figure out where the spot is because all that happened behind the play
Right.
after the first down was gained.
Correct. So it's from the end of the play, which is the 35-yard line.
Back to the 50. Should
right.
be first and 10 from the 50.
Clock will roll, and if the clock's going to roll, UIndy frankly have to snap it again.
That's a
which is
25-second clock.
But
yeah,
it's under
we're
it.
good.
So
yep, we're good.
Conkling realizes that, and that will be the end of festivities tonight. You see the back saying to the offensive line, hey guys, we're done. And let's stop hitting people too, okay? Game's over at this point. Well, great effort by Quincy. But it is another win in this series by the University of Indianapolis. Final score this evening, Hounds 52 and Hawks 38. We'll wrap it up next as you're watching on ISC, the GLVC Sports Network, and Comcast 81.
Remember, when it comes to pedestrian safety, Greyhounds don't have 9 lives. No mascots or linebackers were harmed in the making of this video.
Back in my day, we didn't have inflatables for the kids. They played with sticks and stones, and they liked it. Go Hounds!
Victory bell has been rung on the field here at Key Stadium. Again, UIndy led 42-10 at halftime. They got down to a one-touchdown game, and Quincy had the ball deep in UIndy territory. A Mike Brown interception, his second of the game, capped off by Jaquan Buchanan's 4th score of the night, as UIndy hangs on to the victory by a score of 52-38. Our post-game show presented by Prairie Farms. We'll get to our player of the game and play of the game in a matter of moments. Dave Burton, your final thoughts on this one?
Well, you know, Coach Keevers early in the game, or before the game, told me he was concerned about the third-year quarterback with 3 really good receivers, and really, we're halfway through the season, but of the experience on the UIndy defense, it's lacking in that back half. And I mean, Quincy did a really nice job. Tian Harris had himself a heck of a ball game tonight. UIndy was able to make plays when it mattered, and they come out of here with a win.
Our player of the game will be Jaquan Buchanan. Again, the redshirt sophomore that has been the understudy the last couple of years. Torino Clinton took a starring role tonight. He had the first 2 touchdowns of the game for UIndy. He had 3 in the first half, and he had the put-away touchdown to end the game as well. 4 touchdowns for Buchanan. Again, he had 7 carries the entire season coming into tonight's game. Jaquan Buchanan, our player of the game, brought to us by Indiana Members Credit Union. Great night for Jaquan Buchanan. Again, he'll take on more of a role this season. Again, the hope is we could see Clinton back as early as next week. But I would say that, again, what he was able to do tonight helps mean that you can potentially give a little more breathing room in terms of that recovery by Clinton. This is now our play of the game, which is presented by Aqua Systems. And again, this was not a scoring play for Buchanan, but this is what eased the pain of Greyhound fans, because he went 50 yards after the interception by Mike Brown, which gave the Hounds a first and goal to go scenario, and it was the biggest rushing play of the night for UIndy.
Yeah, and what a heck of a run it was. The yards he got after contact there just, you know, speak volumes of the player he's becoming.
So, for the University of Indianapolis Greyhounds, they're now 6-1 on the season. Again, the regional rankings come out this week. That is absolutely huge. It's what the playoff picture looks like for this football team. We will do it again next Saturday night. Greyhounds of Missouri, S&T, be here at 6 o'clock on all the same places you watch tonight's game. On the ISC Sports Network, on the GLVC Sports Network, and as well as Comcast 81. For Dave Burton and our entire ISC Sports Network crew, this is Greg Rakestraw. Good night from Key Stadium. Hounds win a wild one, 52-38. Thanks for watching on ISC. University of Indianapolis Greyhound football on the ISC Sports Network is presented in part by Free Enterprise System, the official travel agency for Greyhound athletics. Free Enterprise System. Anything else is just a bus ride. By Prairie Farms, Indiana's dairy. By IMCU. IMCU proudly supports UIndy athletics and offers a free UIndy debit card. Show your school spirit and get yours at imcu.com. By Gordon Flesh. Technology that works, people who perform. Please visit us at gflesh.com. By Aqua Systems. With a knowledgeable staff of water experts in multiple locations, Aqua Systems has been helping people improve their water since 1959 and proud to support the University of Indianapolis. And by the Ray Skillman Automotive Group. Go to rayskillman.com for your best deal.